In today's video, I'm going to be attempting to platinum 5 of the worst PS4 games I could find, taking you through some of the weirdest yet funniest games I've ever played. It's just the same animation. But also some of the worst games I've ever had to sit through. Oh my days, man. Literally, that's how I feel inside right now. I'm stuck playing this fucking game. All to see whether these games are genuinely bad or if they are hidden gems that just had a rough time on release. This is Exploring Bad Games. Oh, this fucking game, bro. What a W game. What a W game. If I was asked to explain Troll and I in a few words, I would say The Last Guardian, but not very good. Sitting at 39 on Metacritic, this didn't necessarily sit too well with the people that reviewed it. And I mean, it's pretty clear as to why. What is that? One reviewer said, worst game I've ever played. I always try games for myself rather than just looking at the reviews, so I did my part at least, but dang, what a waste of time. Another reviewer said, have you ever went to the bakery and saw a cookie that looked really good, so you bought it for 40 bucks. Then when you got it, you realized that it looked like it was made 10 years ago. It's somehow still only half baked, and it also has a painfully boring storyline with poor gameplay. Then you know how I felt when I got Troll and I. Releasing the same year as Breath of the Wild, Horizon Zero Dawn, Cuphead, and Super Mario Odyssey, it already had pretty strong competition. But could it stand out from the crowd to become one of Maximum Games' biggest hits? Well, let's find out. I think you know what time it is. Mate, this is like 240p. The game starts out with a conversation between two guys, our main enemy Nico and some random rich guy without a name who I'm going to call Dave. Dave spots a troll sighting in the newspaper and starts dropping insane amounts of money in order to persuade Nico to hunt these trolls for him.
1 million now. Another 2 million if you bring one back dead. 3 million if you bring one back alive.
4 million. Not really too sure what Dave wants to do with a dead troll, but after sitting through some pretty poor voice acting.
It's a creature from a fairy tale. You really believe in this shit?
Not just believe.
Nico agrees to take the money, and we fast forward 5 years into the future where we meet our main protagonist, Otto. He seems to be living in the mountains alone with his mum, and from what I can tell, it's probably some sort of off-the-grid situation, as there's literally nobody else around at all. I did not expect this game to have actual cutscenes and voice acting. I feel like I'm getting spoiled.
A perfect day for hunting.
Horizon Zero Dawn, our game. What a splendid day for hunting. This happiness did fade though because of a very grim gameplay mechanic that would haunt me for the remainder of this platinum. Why does the camera tilt, bro? Nah, that's not me, is it? That's the game. Why does the camera tilt when I run? That's grim. Oh my god, and you look at the motion blur when you're running. Okay. Awesome. So 10 hours of motion sickness, the game. This section serves as a tutorial and it's pretty shit. We are introduced to hunting and it's a gameplay feature I think I only ever used once, and it was right here. Not only was it a pointless tutorial, but it also had no waypoints at all and left me wandering around trying to guess what the next task was. When I get this bit of wood, watch his face.
Mother needs looking after.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, mate. There's no waypoint. I just have no clue what I'm doing.
I can't collect any more of those. I can't carry any more of those. I can't carry any more.
Bro, enough. I eventually figured out that this text on the screen was a requirement, so good job to me for actually using my brain cells. Hold X while crouching.
A ball.
Oh, I can aim this like this, but I can't aim in, you know?
Oh,
What?
come on.
I'm gonna have to aim a little bit higher then.
Oh, come on.
What is the drop off on that thing, bro? Just get here.
You are more than just
Prove it. Nice. Trophy. After that trophy, the game told me absolutely fuck all. And then everything started to fall apart.
Smells like botany.
What does this poo smell like? The hunting mechanic works, but only works in the context of the tutorial because now that I'm given free reign to do what I want, I eventually figured out that sniffing for a boar just spawns a new one in every single time. Meaning when I got close to a boar and couldn't see one, I'd sniff and it would just spawn another boar in across the map, which would then not be there and the cycle repeats. Is the game broken?
Smells like botany.
No, it doesn't, mate.
A ball.
Oh, fuck off. You're boring me with this. Once I eventually found a boar though, the game still kept telling me to sniff for another boar, essentially keeping me in this never-ending loop of spawning a new one in after every sniff. Nice.
Got it. Skin it and head back home. What is that?
jump over, bro. So if your mum was dying, yeah, you wouldn't just jump over that singular branch. Just jump over.
What? No.
Cool. So you'll slide under the branch so you won't save your mum. That's sick. Okay, the section's going on for a little bit too long. The entire forest can't be on fire, surely. House gets blown up. 5 seconds later, the entire forest is in pieces. What the hell? What is that? Oh my god, where are we falling? Nice. Just fell from like fucking Mount Everest, mate. What the shit? And then straight after this, craft our first weapon for Crafter. I was kind of confused here because, I mean, what was even going on? We went from hunting boars to a massive forest fire with our mum most likely burnt to a crisp, to a big troll guy, and then these little goblin enemies in the span of about 20 minutes. Nothing was really getting explained other than that quick cutscene at the start, and it just felt like everything was completely out of place. On top of this, the collectible grind had just begun, and I was stuck reading a guide for the remainder of this run due to a stupid choice made by the dev team to make these collectibles tied to a single playthrough. If I missed anything, literally any of the 181 collectibles, I would have to replay the entire game again to get my 100% trophies. Like, what the actual fuck? Here is our first auto idol. Yes. After grabbing the first of 66 Otto dolls, I realized an even bigger problem plaguing this collectible run, what Trin Dave would call a point of no return. These are points that make backtracking impossible, and if I haven't grabbed every collectible before that point, I'm basically screwed. With so many hurdles in the way of these collectibles, one might say this is literally not worth your time, and to that, I would have to agree. Moving on, we approach the first fracture. These infinitely spawn enemies and we need to close all 28 throughout the game. For the trophy, just add rocks. I spent a few minutes taking out the enemies here before the game just spawned more in, and it wasn't looking too great for our friend Otto. Help!
Oh no.
If only there was some big, tall, large troll. Oh my god, there's a big, tall, large troll.
So is this it? You're wanting to kill me too? It makes sense. I eat boar, you eat me.
It's like some movie fucking turn of events, mate. The plot thickens. Huh?
You just saved me.
Maybe you're not so bad after all. Damn, title card as well. W intro to the game.
Hey, I never thanked you for saving me back there. We should rest.
Oh my god, for free?
Wow, nobody is going to believe this back home.
Yeah, what a home, bro.
I hope Mother made it out okay.
Oh yeah, she's dead, bro. She's long gone.
What are you doing here? Where did you come from? Are there more of you? Can you even understand what I'm saying? Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah. I'm playing as a troll. What? GTA 5 gameplay. Now that we can control the big guy, Otto becomes irrelevant and basically serves no real purpose other than a few collectibles and puzzles that require his help. This is mainly down to the fact that the troll is way stronger than him, but also due to the fact that Otto takes minimal damage from the enemies on the ground, allowing me to play as a troll for the majority of the game without a care in the world as to Otto's overall safety. We can grab the next collectible type here called sirens, which are used by the enemies to call in reinforcements. Okay, sirens destroyed. 1. And also grab the next trophy for taking out 30 enemies. And with that, the repetitive nature of this game begins. I would say that 90% of the gameplay loop in Troll and I is just taking out enemies as a troll, closing fractures, solving puzzles, and grabbing collectibles. The game has no real reason for anyone other than a random bad game enjoyer like myself to keep playing. It's bland, it's boring, and overall just lacks a big thing almost every game needs, a good story. Combined with multiple glitches like the one right here, it is possible I've broken the game. I would say it's pretty clear that Troll and I needed a lot more time in the oven before its release. Moving forward though, because unfortunately the platinum was nowhere near done, we are eventually introduced to the shards. These come in 3 colors, green, blue, and red. I'm pretty sure their only purpose is to make explosive spears, and these spears can be used for 2 things: killing enemies, which the red spear does best as it deals the most damage, and opening these explosive barriers, which are only accessible with the right colored spear.
Explosive.
I really hate how they went about explaining this mechanic because it seems super simple and that the shards will be really easy to find. However, the reality is a lot different. These shard deposits are placed throughout the game, that part is true, but what the game fails to mention is that once you reach the blue shard area or the red shard area, those are the only shards that spawn in. Meaning, if there's a green shard barrier right at the end of the game, but you've ran out of green shards, your only option is to backtrack through the entire game, and no, this isn't a joke, to collect the green shards from this area, then walk the entire way back. Now, I could kind of let something like this slide if they made this clear right away. A little comment like, make sure you stock up on these because you're basically fucked if you reach the end of the game without them, instead of showing you a green shard and then showing you a green barrier. Like, that's how the game works moving forward. There's a trophy. Technically, you got to beat the game with another player, right? If I was to do that legit, we would have another Fast and Furious situation on our hands. But luckily, unlike Fast and Furious, you can just connect a second controller before the mission ends and it counts. Oh, comes crashing down. I believe that's a story trophy, actually. What kind of split screen is that? That is horrid. This guy takes so long to climb up the walls, man.
Hey, take it easy there, big guy.
The only other co-op trophy is at the end of this beautiful game, and while I was dying to play local co-op for 10 hours straight, you can connect a second controller right before the final cutscene to pop that one too. I doubt this was intentional, to be fair, and to have co-op trophies tied to a game like this is honestly kind of crazy. Back to the troll stomping sim, we quickly earn a trophy for taking out 60 enemies. And after closing another fracture, we run into some troll hunters. As we learn a bit later, these are men from Nico's troll hunting team, and this is where the story really starts to fall apart. These trolls are meant to be mythical creatures like Ratman from GTA 4. So for there to be designated troll hunters still on the search 5 years later just feels like that one gambling meme. What the hell?
I didn't want to do that. You gave me no choice.
Nice. Oh. What is that? What is that?
Hey.
No, he's like glitched out on my shoulder. I killed him. No.
Do it.
Damn you. After grabbing a simple trophy for using a power stone to regen Troll's abilities, magic mystery, we approach the first point of no return, and realizing this, I checked my map to see if there was anything left in the surrounding area, and sure enough, there was, but it was one I had already picked up prior. Oh my god, did that shit not save? Meaning now, not only did I have to look out for points of no returns and specific shard barriers, but I was now checking the map every single time I died to make sure the collectibles I'd grabbed before my death had indeed saved.
Did you check the traps?
Yeah, of course. What? You don't trust me?
You don't trust me, mate?
This section is pretty confusing collectible-wise and pretty boring gameplay-wise. There's different floors, different rooms, and a few collectibles locked behind the barriers that we can't access till later. Minus the collectibles, the main aim of this entire section is to get the troll from one end of the level to the other. And it really is just a glorified escort mission that forces you to use Otto while Troll is trapped in the starting room. And as we all know, Otto is absolutely useless, so this was an extremely enjoyable experience. In fact, it was so enjoyable that I got off the game and took a 2-week break to play Funko Fusion instead. Upon my epic return, it became blatantly clear I had no real clue what I was doing. Let's get back to it then. It's been a hot minute, but we are so back. We are so back. I'm stuck, mate. And what I thought would be a simple end to the level turned out to be a lot longer than needed. I don't really know what I'm meant to do. I can't jump down here. There's an invisible wall here blocking me from going to the troll. I think what I've got to do is go all the way back, man. Like we're talking fucking right back before this, all these turning doors. Sticking on some Olivia Rodrigo. 'Cause I made some real big mistakes. So instead of just literally letting me jump down that ledge, I got to backtrack the entire way. That's crazy. Just let me down, bro. What? How are you dying from that? Oh my days. You said it was true love, but wouldn't that be hard? No, the fracture. Oh, we're fucking far back, man. Oh my days. So naive the way you saw me for bars. Nice. Okay. Okay. Sick. What I do here, bro? Help! Restart the chapter. No way. Exit to this title screen, maybe. Oh, unsafe progress since the last checkpoint. You're having me on, man. Okay, third time is the charm. Please let me pass this section, mate.
Wow. Look at this.
Where did you go?
How did you do that?
Sick. Vanished. Nice. This game, I don't know, man. I just don't think it should have been made. Making it to the bridge marks the start of the game dedicated to the blue shards. This means that from this point on, it would be extremely hard to find any green shards unless the game was kind enough to spawn the deposit in. It is also here that the first secret path can be used. These serve as ways to get back to the previous location, so you can, if needed, grab a specific shard or destroy a specific barrier. These are so hidden though and so off the path that I honestly have no clue how the guide maker figured this out, and it's one of those things to add to the big list of stuff the game fails to teach you about. We can grab the final health plant needed for a trophy. So there we go, hunter-gatherer. Before experiencing a glitch that would haunt me for the remainder of the game. I'm like stuck again. So what, am I locked out of the shortcut? Look here, man. From what I can tell, this occurs if you climb up the left side or the right side of the wall, meaning you're basically only able to climb up a wall if you do it from the middle, and this got me more times than I'd like to admit. But after wiggling my way out, we were suddenly smacked by a trap. What? Okay. Now these traps are the bane of my existence, as they are rarely shouted out by Otto until you die.
There's a troll trap in the tree. This must be what the hunters were talking about.
And when you do die, you restart so fucking far back that you have to redo all the collectibles before moving on. Oh, you're taking a fucking piss, bro. You're actually having me on. It became clear that the funny bad game situation was starting to fade fast, and the actual flaws of this game were starting to present themselves. The combat as a troll is irritating as certain enemies avoid the attacks. Oh, it's just so annoying, man. And you can only use Otto if he isn't glitched on your back, leaving you no other choice than to restart. Once again, resetting you before all the collectibles in the area. Dismount, bro. Dismount. Please. Please. I can't take it anymore. But if that wasn't bad enough, the running animation was really starting to mess with my eyes. This game is making me feel a bit sick. This animation here when you're running around, you can't turn off. I've already had to take a few eye drops just to be able to stay focused, mate. It's just like constantly screen shaking. I find it hard to like focus on it. But after everything, this stupid death was what pushed me over the edge. Nice. Fucking nice. I don't know how many times I can comfortably sit here and just repeat the same flipping thing over and over again because the game is just so shit. I can't fall from a meter drop. If that happens again, I think I'm just gonna have to cut my losses and just fucking stick on a YouTube video, bro. Just like go to bed. There's only so many times I can mentally play the same section over and over again. It's not even fair, man. They've not even made it so sometimes you can stand on them. Like, look, I can't kill them, bro. They dodge every single attack, like, no matter what I do. I don't know how I'm already cracking after the first game. That's the worst thing about it, man. This is meant to be the best game.
Are you okay?
Does it look like I'm okay?
Imagine that being the last thing you see before you die.
Don't move. There's a troll right behind you.
He's with me. He's my friend.
Friend?
What happened to you?
What am I playing, man?
We got ambushed by those freaky creatures coming out of the ground.
Those what?
Instead,
You destroyed my village.
wait.
Mate, what is this? What is this cutscene, man?
To get big. Evil.
Come on. Let's go and find that
Plot
key.
thickens, bro. There was no plot in that at all. We then get ambushed by a bunch of stronger enemies, and since Troll can't make it through the door, we are forced into yet another Otto-only section. I really dislike how they made Otto so bad, but then choose to chuck him into these situations that would easily be better suited for the Troll. Either way, after taking them all out, you can grab the final trophy of this section. Through the barricade, complete the collapsed bridge scene. I don't think we did, bro. In the next section, the game makes it out that you need to stealth this entire section on your own.
You stay back. Don't let them see you. I can take care of this.
So I attempted this one with stealth, but when that didn't work out, oh my god, that actually scared the shit out of me. I found out you can just bring the troll in anyways and clear out the enemies extremely fast. There's a stupid amount of collectibles drawing this area, and dying here would easily set me back 10 minutes. So I tried my best to stay alive during this combat section. It was going pretty well, and I almost made it to the end before this happened. Bro, what the fuck? That's gonna put me right back Oh, man. Come on. Can't believe I've actually got to do that over again. Do all of it as well in the off chance it doesn't break again. Such a great fucking game. And then after another 15 minutes of running around and closing fractures, we got stuck once again. Okay, sick. I'm stuck again. For it to happen so many times to me, how can you playtest this game and not see this as a glaring issue, bro? Oh, I really do give up. How is this the first game we're playing, man? Like, how? I'm at the end. Like, I've done all the collectibles and everything. This is the last path to the next section. Ah, let me out, whoa, please. Oh my God. Let's go. Big. Yes! I'm getting off now anyway. So, fuck this game, mate. The next day started off much more eventful. I grabbed a load of collectibles and decided to go for the last kill trophy, Defend Together. This requires you to take down 10 enemies using a spear on Troll's back, and would be super easy with the explosive spears if the shards weren't so flipping rare. What I managed to do instead was farm a fracture, taking wood from whatever this thing is and using the sticks as a spear on the little guys. It took a while, but with enough attempts, the trophy was finally mine. With the end of part 1 in sight, it was time to do a bit of cleanup as we now had access to the red shards. This meant we basically had to backtrack through the majority of the game, taking down all the red barriers and grabbing the collectibles within, which took over 30 minutes to do. Yeah, I sat here for 30 fucking minutes, letting my brain cells cook up a headache while I watched the troll run around the bland environment. And once I was finally done, we could progress through to the mineral mine. And this actually wasn't too bad. It wasn't good, obviously, but compared to the repetitive areas we had been in for most of the game, it was a welcome change. There was a tiny bit of balancing, a decent puzzle and some aimbotting enemies before meeting up with the troll to, you guessed it, do more fractures. After this, I got stuck on the stairs for no apparent reason. Why can I not got the stairs for? Took out more hunters, and then guess what I had to do? Close even more fractures. There was some good news to come out of all of this though, because closing these marked the last collectibles of part 1, and all I had to do was hope that I had grabbed everything required up until this point. So we should have 6 dire entries, yes. 20 sirens, yes. 18 fractures, yes. 44 dolls, 23 dolls, yes. The fact I've managed to grab everything, I've not missed anything. I'd have to go back through this shitty fucking level, man. Part 2 then. Push on through. Indeed we are. Pushing on through this dookie ass game. Where did the snow come from?
I can't go on.
Is this meant to be hard? They're all shooting at me, yeah, but like I can't attack. What I presume the devs wanted here was an epic sequence of the troll saving Otto from dying, but in reality, I just ran through all of the bullets and dropped him off on the only house with a lit fire. I can't tell if it's meant to be like one of those like emotional scenes or not. Still in the enemy's base, by the way, and somehow waking up unharmed, Troll is nowhere to be seen, and it turns out they've captured him. We got bro locked up. This kind of baffled me because, as we know, the Troll can take out anything at once, so how did it even end up in this situation? Once more, how are we possibly going to save him with all these hunters surrounding him, is what I would say if the AI in this game wasn't so bad. I breezed through this, cutting rope by rope, while the enemies just sat there and watched me take what they've been searching the last 5 years for. Nothing interesting happened past this point though, as the same repetitive loop came back to haunt me once again. Run, close fractures, grab collectibles, run, kill enemies, grab collectibles, and so on. That is thumbnail worthy right there. Holy smokes. Eventually, we grabbed the final Troll doll, which allows you to fully upgrade Troll's abilities. That's max. So this should pop the trophy now. Nice. Skills Master. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong one. Yeah, we were just given the wrong trophy. So we just got Skills Master for collecting all the Otto dolls, but we should have collect all the Troll dolls and max out the ability points. It was kind of funny, but then I started thinking, either this trophy is visually glitched and is just round the wrong way, or this trophy is actually glitched, and grabbing all of the Otto dolls would then pop nothing, blocking me from the platinum trophy. So with that, I pushed on, reaching the final fracture of the game. The whole game is actually very repetitive, and now that I'm deep in it, it is just a massive collectible slog. Like, if there was no collectibles in this game, there we go, just add rocks, lovely. Yeah, if there was no collectibles in this game, I don't know what you'd be doing, man. Oh my god. How have we gone this entire game with no bosses whatsoever? Yeah, we're on the last 3 levels left, and all of a sudden there's just a massive mutant enemy type. While this boss was completely random and actually kind of surprising, it would also be absolutely dreadful, and you'll soon understand why. There's 2 stages, with the first stage requiring the troll to chuck 4 rocks at this armor piece, and once that's done, Otto can then chuck a few spears at its head. Easy, right? Well, after each successful blow to the face, this game spawns Otto directly in the center of the boss battle, and then you instantly get slammed by the boss. Why? Oh. This wouldn't be too bad, but when you're spending the first 5 minutes grabbing resources to craft the spears, to then spend another few minutes taking down the armor piece with the troll, just to then get absolutely slammed by the boss because the game pulls you into the center, it just really started to wear me down. Who in their right mind decided every single time there's a mini cutscene with the boss, like I shoot his helmet or whatever, it just fucking teleports the character somewhere else? On the next attempt, I did manage to get past the first phase. I'm fucking locking in. Give it to me! What is that? But then the second phase starts and basically gives you nothing to go off other than this wall breaking at the top. I don't know how I'm supposed to get up there. I can't get on the back of the troll because we were mid-fight. Okay, sick. Can I really make that jump now? No, of course I fucking can't. The next attempt went a lot better, and after taking out the enemies along the way, it was honestly looking like we were about to take down this boss once and for all. Surely I can't just jump off, man. The game would break. Let me... Okay, there's a button prompt. Flipping lovely. Okay. I assume I've got to hit this in his stomach. No. Oh man, I literally have to do that entire thing again now. So we're here, switch character, give me a boulder, please just give it to me. Oh, yes! Like, how do you make a boss that bad? After one of the worst boss battles I've ever done in my entire life, we finally got some lore right at the end of the game. Oh, it's his mum. She's been captured by Nico, who finally decides to make an appearance. But before we can shout and reveal our location, Troll saves us, and we head off to try and save her without making any noise. Starting the only stealth section in the game that actually does require some brain power to get through. But after taking out the enemies here stealthily... Hello? The next section literally has aimbotting enemies, and I died countless times trying to figure out a way past them. Yeah, sick. Well, what can I do in that situation when they beam me from across the map? What the shit? Like, where am I getting... Okay, man. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Normal spears don't have enough reach, trying to sneak up on them doesn't work, and regardless of how I take out the prior enemies, they will still start shooting me anyways. It's almost like this section was made for Otto to have a gun, and then we were just never given a gun. The only thing I can do in this situation was craft some shard spears in order to have a fighting chance at beating this section. I just don't really respect how they've made an entire mission about stealth on a game that just can't do stealth. Huh? Okay, come on, bro. Nice. After doing all of this extra work to get through, Otto walks straight into Nico's base without a care in the world and gets captured.
So, this is the little shit that's been causing me so much trouble.
You have to stop. You have to free my mother and leave this place.
Of course. I'll just get my coat. Don't be stupid, boy. You're in my way.
After escaping the guard, we find our mum in the cell, and after a little reunion, vow to grab the keys to get her out. This last area is where the final collectibles are located, and basically wraps up the remaining trophies part 2. This should be History Reader. Lovely. The final Otto dot of the playthrough was in this room with about 100 hunters. Whether this is purposely there to make the last door hard to get, I'm not sure. But once again, I was forced to pull out the big guns and just blew everyone up with my spears. Get over here. This is the last auto doll. Fully upgrade these skills and just hope that it pops the trophy that I should have got beforehand. If it doesn't, I'm gonna have to replay the entire game again, and I don't want to do that. 5, 3, 4, 4. Yes. The remainder of the section was pretty easy, and we grabbed the final key to free our mum. Item found, mother's cell key.
Hold on. You did it. Can we get out of here, please?
I have to see what's going on. You help the others out. And don't go anywhere. You'll be safe here.
Without much delay, the final boss fight was upon us, and we can wrap up the remaining sirens, finishing off the 181 collectibles once and for all. Gotta check we're finally done. This is it, ready? Yes! Ah, we are so flipping close to the platinum. He's holding the machete like a gun. Straight after this though, I was instantly one-tapped because once again, the game tells you nothing. What? Huh? Where did I even die from? What the hell? I kind of got the gist of this fight pretty quickly after this death, as all you have to do is take down the enemies as the troll and then spear Nico when he's about to shoot the harpoon gun. And that's basically the entire fight. Just do this a few times and before you know it, the 20-hour playthrough comes to a pretty bland and very boring end. Almost as if they expected nobody to get this far into the game. This is actually so sad, man. Oh, this is the final boss fight, like final standoff, I don't know. But if it is, it's not a very cool one. Don't tell me that's the platinum, man. I didn't just play 15 hours, well not 20 hours of Troll and I. And that was the final segment, surely not. What is that? Go, be with your cell-shaded friends. They must just given up on the ending of this game. They must have realized just like how bad this game was. They were like, oh fuck it, like we can't afford it anymore. That might honestly be one of the worst endings to a game I think I've ever played in my entire life. Troll?
See you around, my friend.
What a waste of my fucking time, man. This is meant to be the best game out of the 5 I'm playing. In my never-ending motivation to be done with this game, I completely forgot to connect my second controller for the final fight. However, I ended up getting very lucky. Oh, sick. It took me right back at the end of the boss fight. I should pop the platinum, hopefully. Please. Yes! Give me the platinum trophy! Yes! I think it could have been better. Well, yeah, fuck, of course it could have been better. This one got 39 on Metacritic. I'm going to give it probably a 27. We've got worse games to come for sure, but this was pretty bad. Over the years, the Hitman series has released some absolute bangers, but I was curious as to the worst game in the series. Turns out, according to the numbers, there isn't necessarily a bad game, as they all scored very respectable numbers, with the lowest scoring game being Hitman Absolution at 79, which is way too high for this kind of video. So I searched further, and what I found from the deepest parts of the internet was a little game called Alekine's Gun. Now this game isn't made by IO Interactive, because otherwise it would actually be good. No, this game is created by the absolute goats, once again, Maximum Games. And not only do I believe we have a possible Game Mill contender on our hands, but this game is 100% a Hitman ripoff, and they didn't even try to hide it. Scoring a 32 out of 100 on OpenCritic, it's no real surprise that this flew under all of our radars, and probably sold about 5 copies. Looking at the reviews, one person said, I cannot recommend this game at all to anybody for any reason, while another person said, Alekine's Gun feels like returning to a game that your friends thought was great on the PS2, but it was released in 2016 and on modern consoles. It's clear the reception was pretty bad, but does this Hitman-like experience deserve a second chance? Let's find out. Here we go then. Essentially, from what I've read, this is just like Hitman, but obviously not good. Let's see what this game has to offer.
Those who shook my hands and swore on the
Oh,
Constitution of our country.
we got a PNG cutscene situation on our hands right now. Walking Dead Destinies, is that you? Okay. Okay. Too far, bro. Holy shit. Okay. That was not what I expected at all. It's starting to feel a bit less serious when you're just zooming in on the same character. Speak then, do something.
That was where everything started.
What is this? It's just the same picture of this guy. Like, after loading into the game and grabbing our first disguise, it became instantly clear that this was more of a failed attempt of a Hitman game rather than a big cash grab. The level is massive, and while the guide does take me through the most optimal route, there's multiple other ways to defeat your targets, just like you can in the Hitman games. What I'm trying to say is that there was actually people on the dev team that cared about this game, but this care only carries the game so far, because about 14 minutes into the first level, probably the biggest issue with the game presented itself. He's literally right there. Oh, fuck. Oh, they're all there. How can none of them see me? Can I just take cover again and they can't see me? Oh my god, that is literally how it works. The main reason the Hitman games are so good is because you need to sneak around, grabbing disguises while trying your best to take out the targets without getting spotted. The stealth mechanic is what makes Hitman, and without that, well, you basically have Alekine's gun. Just ran through all the enemies. The first target is his doctor, and for the trophy Angel of Death, we need to complete this level using only accidents, leading me to flipping the switch, which electrocutes the doctor with no blood on our own hands. We can then rob his clothes and head down to the second target to kind of do the same thing, this time taking him out with a poisoned injection.
Doctor, I need you to take a look at me.
I'm gonna fix you up, no worries. Rest in peace, Bob. Now that we had basically secured the trophy, I just had to make it through the remainder of this level without getting spotted, using my gun, taking out anyone else that isn't a target, and using instinct mode, which is basically eagle vision from Assassin's Creed. Now this does sound like a lot, but because it's the first level in the game, it's probably the easiest way to get these trophies done early on. So I made my way through the remainder of this game, stealing from this safe and making my way down to the cellar to save what I presume is that one guy from the starting cutscene.
Documents. Heinrich was working on the serum.
Bro, the voice
It's all in the folder. Formulas, reports of the
It just
tests
sounds
we're
like he's
working
like
on.
kind of a bit far away from the mic.
Hey, you wouldn't happen to have any cigarettes on you, would you?
Where's he going? Where's he going? Should get 4 trophies. Once upon a time. Oh, I should get 5 trophies then. Or not. I don't know why these trophies didn't show up on the screen, but they did all pop in the end, so I moved on to level 2. Oh, got some reflections on the floor.
I didn't do it. I didn't do any. I didn't.
How do I get down? What surprised me a lot throughout my time with this game was just how much wasted potential there seemed to be here. Like, fine, the graphics could be better, the voice acting could also be a bit better, and the AI is shit. Okay, bro, the AI is so bad in this game. But if they just spent a few more months at least fixing the AI and then dropped it for 25 quid, I think almost everyone would have viewed this game a lot differently. Unfortunately, this wasn't the situation though, and after beating level 2 with a single disguise, there's no way, like at all, I would be able to do this without a guide, man. There's like no story other than these cutscenes. Like, what is going on, man? They haven't even put dialogue in this cutscene. Trust me, sir, that wine was perfectly fine. Oh, shit. Sorry. Okay. Okay, no one's gonna put out the Glock. Yes, drink up.
We got a #1 victory royale.
What's he doing? Checked out. Does the other trophy pop, or is it gonna break again? There we go, 1 suit man. Nice. Nice. I was already starting to get pretty bored. The story is super uninteresting as it basically plays dialogue while panning through a few images, and not that this is really the game's fault, but constantly having to read a guide to get the right route was really sending me to sleep. I was playing this incredible game at 4 in the morning though, so it is possible that the sleep deprivation was also getting to me, but it was starting to be pretty clear that this was more or less a glorified walking sim. Take level 3 for example. No idea what the context is for this mission, but except for grabbing the disguise at the start and then another disguise here, the rest of this mission is literally just me walking around doing absolutely fuck all. Engineer is a trophy we can grab here while taking out the last target, but even this is pretty lackluster as the guy couldn't even spot me while I was right in front of him. Yeah, because I'm crouched here. For some reason he won't go any further than just detecting me, but he doesn't like alert anyone. It's a bit weird, I don't really know. I think it's just that the AI is just so bad. Beating this level did get me a trophy, as did beating level 4. Moving on to level 5, we arrive at a motorcycle club and lockpick this level 4 lock for a trophy. Locksmith. Nice. It's weird, all of the sounds, like the sound effects and stuff, they sound like they were made in a room It's like they didn't even hire out or like do anything proper. They just kind of recorded it all in their bedroom or something. This is one of the better levels in the game, and it really does remind me of a Hitman level. By messing with the amplifier, we can run up the stairs and wait for the musician to start his set. Once he realizes it doesn't work, he'll interact with it, and then we can drop a conveniently placed cage on his skull before taking out this big guy who stays with us for the remainder of this mission, because you need to escape while he's on your back, and if you get caught, everyone in the surrounding area will shoot you to pieces within a few seconds. Escaping the club is more or less the hardest part though, as walking through this garage was pretty easy. Level 7 now. I think it goes to level 11 or something, so kind of getting bored of this now, man. I know, like, granted it's a shit game, but I am getting rather bored. I wouldn't say it's noise, but the trees are really making this a bit grim, bit grim to look at. Oh my god, that's horrid.
This is a restricted area.
Horrid flipping scenery, man. And I think now is a pretty good time to mention the trophy Legendary. This trophy requires you to make it through the entire game, killing only assassination targets. Now, this doesn't sound too bad, but if you want to take down anyone else, you need to use chloroform, and the game only gives you 2 bottles per mission. You can silent takedown without chloroform, but it's one of the most temperamental things I've ever come across, and only works when it wants to. Why can I not take him out, man? Keeping this in mind, I made it through the remainder of this level. Oh my god. And then we made it through level 9 as well. Nice. Trophy. But when everything seemed to be going relatively smoothly, I was stopped in my tracks by the hardest and most time-consuming level of the entire game, level 10. At a quick glance, the main reason this level is so hard is due to the fact that you need to carry your target out of the police station, like we did previously in the motorcycle club. If it was just this, I could probably see it taking a few tries at a push. But where this level takes the absolute piss is with its silent takedowns. Right after escaping the jail, we run into 2 police officers. To progress, we need a police uniform, but after running up behind this officer, it just doesn't let me take him down. Let me take him out, bro. Oh my god. Half the time the prompt just isn't even there to take him out. Oh, fuck off. After a few restarts though, the prompt did show up and we could progress. After riding up the elevator, we can turn on the power and make our way through the station. I thought that was a juggernaut machine. I was so confused. Reach for Juggernaut tonight. In the interrogation room, we can find an FBI agent, and this single enemy is the reason this level is so broken. What you're meant to be able to do is just walk on up behind him and take him out, steal his uniform, and then pretty much walk out with the target and be done with the level. But this is what happens instead. Let me silent take him down. Me. Should have saved, man. Should have saved. Oh my days. It's just completely hit and miss if you're allowed to take them down or not. And it's not even down to if you're being spotted or not. It's just down to if the game wants to throw up the fucking option to do so. I would like to say right now that this is fucking impossible. I can't even take this guy out. What the shit? It got to the point where I reloaded the save so many times, I decided to restart the entire mission in hopes it would fix the issue. But still, nothing was working. Oh, like, I just can't take anyone out, man. Someone else is literally having the exact same problem as me. Can't get through chapter 10. It won't let me stealth take down an FBI agent. This game has such bad controls, which is the exact problem I'm facing right now. As it turns out, thanks to this person on the PSN Profiles forums, this mission is allegedly bugged on easy, and the workaround they found was to play on normal. The problem with this though is that there's no way to change the difficulty without restarting or finishing the game, and both were options I didn't want to do. Restarting the game would of course reset my progress, and continuing with this mission would mean killing a non-target, voiding the legendary trophy, and potentially ruining my run if there was no chapter select at the end of the game. So basically, I was screwed. I had played this game for around 7 hours at this point, and for it all to mean nothing was just so unfair. I was tempted to just give up and come back a few days later to give myself some time to prepare for yet another playthrough of this stinking game. But then I found this. Literally in the deepest parts of YouTube search, I found the answer. A single video by by an absolute fucking legend called Wasim. Uploaded 8 years ago, this video had it all. It had a new route, a new perspective, and most of all, it was entirely passive other than killing the targets. The route started the same, but quickly took a different path. Instead of taking out a police officer, we run past both of them, through this door, up the stairs, and once these guys go, pick the lock and enter this room for a uniform change. However, just like in Wasim's video from 8 years ago, this uniform still hasn't been fixed, and I highly doubt it ever will. So I was forced to knock out an officer anyways to take their uniform instead. In the video, they then go on to take out this guy in a suit and use his disguise to move on. But again, the game wouldn't let me take him out. I assumed the police outfit I was wearing would have more than enough clearance for the next section though, and grabbed the evidence box to take it into the locker. Once here, I snuck through the back and grabbed some gear before sneaking into the armory to grab the Tranquil gun. The saving grace to an otherwise impossible level. With just one dart in the gun, it felt like the devs knew they fucked up because this single dart is all we need to finally take down an otherwise impossible FBI agent. After this, the mission was a breeze. We can put some sleeping pills in the target's coffee, and once he's knocked out cold, we might actually do this. Turn the power off and walk out with him on our shoulders to finally escape the police station.
Let's go about your day. Let's go about your day. Let's fucking go.
The tunnels were actually the hardest part about this escape section because there's a few enemies walking up and down while you're trying to get out, but it was nothing compared to the stuff we had just been through.
God, oh my 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 god. Please, 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 please. We're so close, we're so close. Please, please, please. 0 kills, please, 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 please. Yes. Oh my fucking god. Wasim, absolute fucking legend, because I would not have been able to do this otherwise. The fact that the game is so glitched that you can't even stealth attack enemies, I don't know what they expect me to do. That was crazy. With that insanely broken level now behind us, it was time for the final level in the game. I hadn't been following the story at all, so this final level really held no value to me, and I doubt it did to anyone else playing this game before me. We arrive in a nuclear bunker and walk around aimlessly for a bit before reaching our first target. Once taking him out, we then do the exact same thing again before reaching the final target of the game. Okay, this is possibly the final cutscene of the game. Maybe.
Can you understand this? Fool!
What? You can understand what I'm saying, where like the sound kind of just sounds like it's really far away. I'm just gonna shoot him in the face, whatever.
After deleting the final target, we are then tasked with backtracking through most of the level to reach the extraction point. And as long as you don't get caught doing these assassinations, which, let's face it, is not going to happen, you can walk back through this level without any interference from the enemies whatsoever. So basically, after all the suffering I went through to beat Alekhine's gun, we are rewarded with a 20-minute final mission that consists of 18 minutes walking around and 2 minutes actually doing anything. What has my life come to?
I think if we finish this one with 2 kills, we should get legendary. If we don't get legendary, that's fucking... I don't even know, man, because we're going to have to play the entire game again. Give me legendary, give me legendary, give me legendary, give me legendary. Please. Oh, fuck, please. Yes! Yes! I genuinely thought the run was over on that previous mission. I was so sure. Oh, there's a nice final cutscene as well. What a lovely final cutscene.
To wrap up this platinum, there's 6 more trophies to obtain. I will start with these 4 since they're all relatively the same and are earned using the same method, one that I have dubbed the save exploit. The save exploit essentially lets you get a few kills using the trophy specific weapon and then reload the save, putting you right back before the enemies but saving the kills you had done prior. This allowed me to grab Go for the Throat, Sleeper Agent, and also Undertaker, which didn't even need the save exploit in the end, as you can literally sit here taking the body in and out before it pops.
Nice.
This trophy though was a different story. You see, Go for the Throat and Sleeper Agent both had the 30 kill requirement tied to the trophy, but these were things I've been using throughout my time with the game, and the remaining kills realistically sat at around 10 or 15 if I had to guess. Headshots, however, were probably pushing 25 in order for me to grab this trophy, and no matter how many headshots I got, no matter how many times I restarted the game, and no matter how many times the game crashed, the trophy just wouldn't pop. And as it turns out, there was a pretty big reason as to why.
Alright, so allegedly, the game will crash regardless after 10 to 15, well, after 10 reloads, making this trophy impossible because I guess...
Okay, it was 4 AM at this point and I was kind of tired, but basically something within the game makes it crash after reloading the save 10 times in a row. When it crashes, these kill stats that you've worked towards since opening the game just vanish, and your stats are seemingly put back to where they were when you last closed the game. Now, this would 100% be the end of my platinum run if it wasn't for an absolute legend over on the PlayStation Trophies forum that explained all of this a few years back. So I chose a better location that allowed me to get over 5 headshots per run and then rinse this until the trophy popped. That was a good like 5 or 6, because I think the issue is that my game is crashing before I can get the full 30.
On the last location, because I've only got 2 kills. Oh, let's fucking go, man.
With that, only 2 trophies remain, and I decided to get Chameleon next. When the game first came out, this trophy required you to use every single disguise in the game, but doing so made this unobtainable because they removed the character from the game right before release and then forgot to change the requirements of the trophy. There's a whole story behind this, and an individual called Von O Vampiro and multiple others tried for months to get a fix put in place. They contacted Maximum Games multiple times, and in an insane turn of events, they managed to actually get this trophy requirement changed, making the platinum trophy obtainable for everyone. There's an excellent post on True Achievements explaining this in detail, alongside a massive compilation of all disguises throughout the game, which basically made this trophy a walk in the park.
Right there! Do something!
Oh, let's go. I pressed triangle on the guard clothing and it popped the trophy. Like, lovely. Flipping it lovely.
Maniac was the only trophy remaining, and there isn't really a specific method to get this one done, other than essentially killing everything in your path until you run out of ammo. Level 4 was perfect for my attempt because I still had a save file right at the end of the level, meaning I could go in guns blazing, take out everyone as loudly as possible, and then run straight to the exit and finish the level with minimal effort.
Give me that platinum, please. Yes! Lovely. What a crazy, crazy game, man, because I thought that was going to be like impossible for a good while. You kind of just, you're getting what you pay for, really. This was like £60, I would say big time rip-off, but you're paying like £15 max. I paid £7. It's not bad for that price. This is definitely not the worst game I've ever played in my life. This is up there as one of the better worst games, I would say. But yeah, on to the next game.
To give this a ranking on the Satiire scoreboard, I think it deserves the rating it got at 32. There's a lot of potential here that is ruined by the lack of care for AI and buggy stealth takedowns, and if they just focused a bit more on that, it could have easily been high 40s. Switching up the genre once again, I wanted to check out the horror scene next. Now, personally, I'm not the biggest fan of horror games because I get too invested and then jump out of my seat at 4 in the morning, hearing the slightest bit of noise. But I took the plunge, and it wasn't long before I found an absolute gem. Something that looks straight out of Silent Hill, and to be fair, even with the low budget, graphically looks pretty good. What's unfortunate though, is that it seems a lot of their overall budget went to promoting the game and seemingly making it out to be the game that it's not. Going as far as to say, next gen horror experience, basically stating it's a roguelike, and also mentioning that you can solve dozens of clever puzzles with out-of-the-box solutions to test your wit, all of which turned out to be more or less untrue and left everyone that paid for this game either wanting a refund or bashing its contents online for everyone to see. The game in question is Stray Souls, and while the cover art looks fucking insane, the gameplay does not. It was so bad that only 2 months after the game's release, the developers closed their doors for good, and it's pretty clear as to why. One reviewer said, "I was fooled by the marketing campaign and hoped for an indie survival horror game gem. Stray Souls turned out to be a nightmare." While another person said, 3 options for this game. 1, scam. 2, Kojima's trolling. Or 3, one of the worst games ever made, maybe even the worst. Sitting at a 29 on Metacritic, the reviews definitely speak for themselves. But I was still interested to experience the game that shut down its own development studio and booted it up for the first time.
Okay, what are we doing now? Stray Souls.
The game starts out with this really odd and confusing cutscene where a bald guy goes around killing his family. No, I'm not joking.
I don't know anything about this game, by the way. I was just searching for like the worst games on PS4, and this come up a few times. What the fuck is this? Bro, what is going on? How are we jumping right into this? Like, no backstory, no anything. They're just eating people alive. Like, what is going on? That wasn't even aimed at her at all.
The actual game starts 18 years later, where we can play as a guy called Daniel, who has just inherited an entire house for free after his nan's sudden death.
I went through the chat, okay.
Walking into the hallway, we can grab our first collectible, and it probably doesn't surprise you anymore that these are not tracked whatsoever.
Don't tell me there's no collectible counter, man. Oh my days. How do I know if that counts then?
After walking down the stairs, you're tasked with collecting all the dirty laundry on the floor and all the piles of the same 3 pairs of socks. As we're about to leave the kitchen, Daniel gets a message on his computer that he somehow hears from all the way down here.
Shit! Jesus!
Okay.
Oh, I need to turn the volume down. I'm gonna get a noise complaint.
No, you're not. Go to your computer and check the notification. We're downstairs.
This is when we are introduced to Martha, who randomly lives across the street and, get this, somehow heard the message notification too.
Like what? Didn't mute my monitor and the notification made me jump. No idea how loud I had it turned up. No fucking way. I can see your light. I didn't even know she existed till a week ago. So yeah, not exactly a lot of info, but free house. He's just like trauma dumping to a random Tinder woman.
Martha then reveals that our nan was basically forming a cult in his house, but Daniel doesn't seem to really care one bit.
Grandma was an oculist dope. Is breaking and entering one of your hobbies. That is not risk, bro.
They waffle on for quite a bit here, and it really started to feel like one of those point and click games. It did eventually come to an end though, and that is when Daniel decides to get up and do this.
Sick. I'm soft locked. Pressing X and I can't get out. These paintings on the wall are crazy, man. Like if you just moved into a brand new house, I would be taking those down. Holy fuck. Okay. You know, it's 2 in the morning, yeah. I low-key did not want to be I'm not good with horror games, man. What even was that? Stop fucking scaring me.
There's no way this is real. This is... Jesus.
This is the first of those puzzles with out-of-the-box solutions that the developers promised before release. And do you want to know how out-of-the-box this truly is? Well, there's write-ins on the wall, and then you enter that time into the clock.
Grandma Judith died September 13th, 2023. Rest in peace, Grandma Judith. Okay, you do not need to be laughing at me like that. Fuck off. I found a calendar. I had the day my grandma died circling in red. Oh shit, that's creepy. Do you think somebody knew what was going to happen to her? I don't know, it's getting a bit overwhelming and weird. Bullshit, you're fucking with me. No joke, I swear. What does that even mean? I'm not reading all that.
After our little chat with Martha was over, we can head into the bedroom where we find our dog. Not too sure why you decide to bring your dog to a creepy ass house, but upon giving him some fuss, we unlock our first trophy.
Who's a good boy?
Before heading to the secret room in the corner.
There's no way this is real. This is the day she died.
This can't be.
You're meant to organize these bricks to spell out "Hope you like your new house, grandson." But it's one of those things that without a guide, I don't really know how you'd figure it out unless you sit here spinning blocks for a good 20 minutes.
What the hell, bro? What is going on? Bro got scared by the music. You see his face? Oh my god, what now, chat?
With the power out, we are given no other choice than to head down the stairs and check it out.
I can't move the camera. W camera angle, bro. Okay, bro.
What the hell tripped this? I'm not using that much power.
You literally just got jump scared by your dead nan, and all you care about is the breaker box. The lights. I will admit that is a bit creepy. Okay, he just doesn't care now. Oh my fucking god. Now the game's just doing too much. I can't. What is this game? You won't even let me go up the stairs, mate. Martha, we just saw what I presume was my dead nan 6 times in a row. My power just went out. You can come over. Oh my god. Bro does have that wrist. Are you kidding me? I don't even know you. Okay.
At this point, the fear I once had of this being a horror game was gone.
Because I mean, what even is this? It's just the same animation. Okay, no, she's evolving, bro.
It's kind of mad they decided to make this the first mission because it goes against everything they stated the game would be. Out of the box puzzles, roguelike, and next gen horror are things that wouldn't even cross your mind here. And if you think I'm being a bit too harsh, the rest of this game doesn't fill these claims either.
Daniel, no!
Where was Martha?
Thanks to Martha letting us crash at hers, we wake up and head out to uncover more information about Daniel's mysterious past and head up in this really awkward car scene that literally goes on for 10 minutes.
This is so hard to say.
Well, spit it out, then.
Okay.
Spit it out, then.
Look, I knew you were going to move into that house. Kind of been waiting for you for a few years now.
What?
I know some things about your grandmother.
What? Why was her finger so big? It's like The Office. Is she being serious?
I was adopted too.
Huh?
After the incident, I was injured pretty bad. A shotgun blast at close range will do that. That's when I found out you were alive. That you survived too.
No fucking way. This is impossible.
I'm your sister.
What? What kind of script writing is this?
Well, I really don't know.
Well...
Daniel, look out!
No offense to the voice actor here, but she really reminds me of her, like, Forspoken.
I just move shit with my freaking mind!
I just need to do this one thing really quick.
Just to make sure we're on the same page, Martha and Daniel were the kids in the cutscene that got blasted with a shotgun. The guy holding the shotgun was their dad, and they're assuming that he was brainwashed by their nan and her cult. So we're now out here in the middle of the woods, trying to find out if our dad is lying in the grave or alive and well. There's only 2 sections where optional dialogue has an effect in this game, and it is here during this car ride and a little bit later on. Choosing the right options for both conversations will let us see a bonus cutscene and eventually this trophy. But these cutscenes aren't anything special and really can be missed because they're just so pointless.
What is going on? What is the actual direction of the story? Like, I can't even tell what's going on. Like, are we playing as Martha now? Extended clip upgrade. Oh yeah, that's for the dialogue option, yeah. What's she doing though, man?
The forest level is arguably the worst level in the game for numerous reasons, but in my opinion, it comes down to 2 things. The really shit collectibles that again have no tracker and are also placed on different paths that you have to backtrack for, and also the stupidly large amount of enemies that are running loose in the forest, yet pose basically no threat because you can roll past them and take no damage, serving as more of an annoyance than an actual challenge. Basically what I'm saying is that this level was one big walking sim, and it took 40 minutes to get through it while reading the guide to make sure I had backtracked, grabbed all of the documents, and shot down these symbols that are required for a trophy. There was also these random encounters with a little kid, and I think this is younger Daniel, but truthfully, I wouldn't be able to tell you for sure.
What even is going on, man? Mate, what? Are these meant to be jump scares? I don't know.
But as we got closer to the end of the level, the trophy for shooting all of these symbols finally popped.
This should be the trophy, I think, for getting all 10. Please. Nice.
And then, only a couple steps later, we were randomly chucked into the boss fight.
Okay. What the fuck is that, bro? What is this, man?
And to top it all off, this massive boss ended up going down in about 40 bullets, making this 40-minute mission seem all the more not worth it.
Holy shit. Was that it, yeah? Surely not. Surely not. This can't be a real game, man. This cannot be a real game. Daniel barely survives the horrors of the forest and emerges at the... I'm not even going to pronounce that. Concerned for Martha's safety, he picks up his phone and calls her.
Martha, how much longer are you going to keep me waiting in this stuff?
Just a sec.
Look, I really appreciate that you're going through all this trouble for my birthday, but I'm seriously bored just standing around out here.
He's just awfully calm. We've literally just fought a fucking massive ass werewolf and he's like, I'm kind of bored out here, guys.
This next level is where we search for our family gravestone. And it's not a bad level, but it just feels like a filler mission, if anything. When walking to the graves, we finally see the fireworks Martha set up for us, and yet she's still absolutely nowhere to be seen.
Wow, Martha, I don't know what to say.
Then we walk to the first car, get told to walk to the second car, then get tasked with finding something to open the second car, which in turn makes us spend a good 5 or so minutes walking around for an RNG letter on the door, which then spawns in a key on this cross, and then we have to search both cars again to find a lever, to then realize that the lever needs a part, and then we have to find said part. And I mean, it just goes on and on.
Well, nothing here. Besides that lovely smell.
You're saying there's nothing there, but then you're putting shit in your pocket. smoked.
Oh man, that was fucking insane.
It's not that deep, bro.
What the fuck is going on around?
Okay, what the fuck? That was actually pretty grim. It's 4 in the morning right now. That is not what I want to be seeing when I'm going to bed. Is this actually Martha?
Said Michael, mother and son, taken from us too soon. No mention of good old axe murder and dad.
It was a shotgun, not an axe.
Shit. I'm sorry, Marty.
Trophy. Still would like to know how she made it through that graveyard and stuff without a weapon, because she gave her only weapon to us. It's not my eyes. That motion blur is fucking horrid. Look at that tree in the background. What are you looking at? Looking at the trees, mate. What did he see?
The police station was the next location on the way to figuring out what happened to our father, and after checking both front doors, it was time to head round the back.
Oh! Okay, nice. 5 in the morning jump scare. That is awesome.
Martha, check this out.
Martha!
It turns out there's a generator back here, so we need to fill up gas from the cars out front.
Excuse me, please.
Okay?
Excuse me, pal.
You can shoot someone and then
I don't have
get
time for your
properly
dookie
arrested.
dialogue. Piping gas on the cars out front. You know there's about to be a crazy jump scare right now. What is that noise, guys? What the hell?
This boss was a lot harder than the werewolf before, which doesn't really make any sense since that guy was 10 times bigger. The spitting attack is insanely broken, and sometimes you're able to dodge straight through it, and then sometimes it'll just clip you and ruin your health. After taking it out though, we can return back to Martha, and this time surprisingly, Daniel acknowledges what just happened.
What is slow motion? Some freaky monster.
I don't know. I had some freaky monster. It was really big and really pissed off.
You tell her, mate. What is this? Let's fill her up. Where is bro pouring that?
With the power on, we can walk straight through the front door, and it becomes our task to find the records room key. What should be a simple task ends up being straight up tedious, because after reading this note, the game spawns a fuck ton of zombies in for us to deal with. Oh! And by us, I mean me, because all Martha does is sit there doing nothing.
Martha, do something.
During this impressive and super fun gameplay, I experienced a glitch that would go on to haunt me for the remainder of the game.
Shoot your gun. Shoot your fucking gun. Oh my god, please shoot your gun. Please. Okay. This game is fucked.
I'm pretty sure I ended up narrowing this down to either reloading while aiming in or just shooting straight from a roll, because either way, the gun decides when it wants to work and you're left without any protection whatsoever. Once clearing this doorway,
okay, you are not pulling a lot, man.
we can enter the chief's office to open a safe, and while the safe doesn't contain the key we are after, this location does give us the final dialogue section needed for this trophy.
We can't quit until we've got what we came for.
Chill out, Martha. She's not even getting mad. This is a secret cutscene.
Well, it's not a lever, but this should still be useful. What the fuck do you want from me?
Okay. This is so unnecessary.
Grabbing the keys spawns in a bunch more zombies, and I think by now you can kind of see how repetitive this gameplay loop really is.
Shoot your fucking gun. Oh my days.
We've got a single gun, a roll, and then a max of maybe 5 different enemy types. This is truly a next-gen horror experience. The key we picked up in the safe ends up opening the door opposite the records room, and I mean, surely interacting with this lever wouldn't spawn in more zombies. Luckily, due to the way they designed the roll, you can just roll around the entire level while taking a few hits here and there. This works really well for this playthrough, but where this doesn't work at all is when attempting the trophy Demigod. Demigod requires you to beat the entire game without taking a single hit. Like, what the actual fuck? Trying not to stress about that too much, I took the luxury of still being able to get slapped around by the zombies and eventually made it back to the room to fix the lever and grab the records key from the cell.
There's so many. Oh, Martha. There she is.
Do you see anything about, you know, him?
Looks like Dad went missing immediately after committing the murders. Could be a lead. Detectives searched the family's home located in the outskirts of Aspen Falls, but found the house abandoned with no sign of the suspect. Isn't that close to here?
Yeah. Does it list an address?
What is this camera angle?
1138 through away. Aspen Falls.
That's That's our house.
Oh
That's where
my
we should check
god.
next.
Before I could really take in any of that information, this happens. What the fuck? Holy shit, bro. I really did like this boss fight looking back on it, as it reminds me of one of those really hard Souls-like bosses, and it actually did have quite a cool character model compared to the rest.
Yo, Chad, are we playing Demon Souls? Elden Ring dodging mechanic. Oh my god. Are you dead already? Absolutely slammed. My gosh, that's still on the screen. They're leaving me behind.
The context of this level kind of confuses me a bit, as this mini paragraph states we are heading to Aspen Falls, but break down early. Martha then states we are 20 minutes away, which in my opinion tells me that we aren't in Aspen Falls.
20 more minutes and we would have been there.
Yo, Chad, is this Silent Hill 2?
But then the trophy we get for completing this level tells us that we are in Aspen Falls, as does the banner when we enter the town. So which one actually is it?
I've just been geeking to play this all day. Woke up this morning, went to the gym, and all I could think about in the gym was, playing Stray Souls. Welcome to Aspen Falls. What the hell? This is Little Willie Silent Hill, guys.
I grabbed the first document right away, but it became very clear that this combination of super strong motion blur and thick fog was really not nice to look at.
This game is really messing my eyes up. I don't have the best eyes anyway. When you're moving, it's all blurry. The character you see on his fur coat, it's just the lighting's bad. The whole thing is really messing my eyes. It's a bit like Trolling Eye, really, with like the running thing.
Just like the forest level, this one felt like a big padded out filler mission that could have easily been avoided if they just didn't break down. After this level is the final mission in the game, so it kind of feels like they got to this point and were like, fuck, we've made a game with only 5 levels, what do we do? Oh, I know, let's bite Silent Hill's entire flow and make a second walking level for our paying customers to waste time in. If it wasn't for the trophy pest control that requires you to take out every single enemy in the level, you could probably just roll through most of the sections and get it over with a lot faster.
Holy shit, Marty, come look! We may not have to walk the whole way.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, it's in perfect shape.
Literally what I said.
Finding this car is what makes this level so unnecessarily long, because you need to grab the car keys that are on the other side of the town. Crossing the town, you run into a shit ton of enemies, and it's really hard to know if you've managed to take them all out, since some of them get stuck like this.
What is blood doing?
Or just clip through the wall entirely like this.
Okay, well that's just not fair, is it really? How am I going to know if I've got all of them then? The trophy, if they can just hide in the walls.
There's a few sections in the level where the smoke won't actually clear until you've killed them all, which is great.
Okay.
After this encounter in the park, we make it to the pub that holds the keys, only to leave the pub in a storm that spawned seemingly out of nowhere and are forced to defeat the enemies at the park once again. Something about defeating enemies on the way here, just to then walk back the same way defeating the same enemies, just made me reflect on what my life had actually become. But it wasn't all bad, because the way back unlocked a new path that had the last few documents needed for the collectible trophy.
The note is somewhere here. There it is. And then there's one more. We have one more note, hopefully, if everything is tracked properly. This should hopefully be the trophy. Nice. You saw that little flash, it just glitched out, but there you go. All the collectibles are done. Let's freaking go, guys.
Returning back to the petrol station, it turns out we need gas for the car, and conveniently placed in the middle of this deserted town is a full canister on the floor.
There is no way you're telling me, like, whatever has happened to the world is just full of gas. There's no way. What is bro doing to that gas can?
Of course, before being able to leave, we are gifted a mandatory wave of enemies, this one being the last bunch to hopefully pop that trophy. There was one problem though, I just couldn't get past it.
Are you taking the piss? Okay, I'm locking in. I'm gonna die right now. Oh, fuck me, man.
The big guy can spit through the building, and it means you're unable to sit inside taking out the smaller guys. Trying to take him out first empties your entire gun, meaning you get slapped around trying to grab more ammo. But then taking out the little guys first means you get spat on and killed when trying to get ammo anyways. So really, how was I even meant to do this? And even more worryingly, how would this be possible without getting hit? After dying multiple times, I got a very lucky spawn, and the big guy got trapped in the garage door, letting me take him out with ease, as for some reason, the spit wasn't able to hurt me. From here, I grabbed the ammo box from the back of the petrol station and slowly took down every enemy until only one remained.
I think that was it. Yes, eliminate all enemies. Oh my god, let's go. Local legend.
After all the suffering I had been through, the final mission was upon us. And while it was for sure one of the better missions in the game, I'm not 100% convinced this was the final vision the devs had. Usually after each level, we get one of those loading screens giving us a bit of context. But during this final mission, there's at least 5 loading screens that explain stuff they could have just easily put in the game as a cutscene.
The siblings make their way inside. The house seems to groan in anticipation as the darkness in the cellar swallows them whole. What?
Regardless, after entering the house, we run into the man himself and Daniel starts absolutely tweaking.
Who the fuck are you and what are you doing here?
You should ask your sister that.
Hi, Dad.
What?
What? This fucking corpse is our father?
You know, don't you? I can see it in your eyes. She talks to you too.
Say that again.
It's so hard to block.
Look, man, you may be my sperm donor, but I don't know you. And I don't trust a goddamn thing coming out of your mouth. All my life, I dreamt of meeting you. That someday you'd show up and answer all my questions.
It's not that deep, no, but
You feel less alone in the world. And now, fuck. We don't want your help. And we sure as shit don't need it.
Oh, but you do. Once you set foot in this place, you were put under its curse. You can't leave. Not until you break her grip on this place.
Bullshit!
Why is he so mad? I can't fucking believe it.
Martha, come help me!
It's useless, son.
Martha, a little help here, please!
Oh, Norman. You were always...
What?
Martha.
You have no power here.
The time has come for you to accept your fate. This is what you were always meant for!
No!
GG's, little boy. With his father incapacitated and Martha seemingly kidnapped, Daniel follows her cries into the darkness of the cellar. Okay.
The way they went about this section is very odd. The tasks were going from light to light while the Nan tries to kill you.
What the hell?
But she can't actually deal any damage, so you're basically just walking around. Once you get far enough, she'll start speaking to you about random crap that has no relevance to anything we've been through, and only when we got to the end of this section did I realize that we were hearing what she was telling the dad.
What? Who was this aimed at? This can't be aimed at us, mate. I do not understand what's going on. Oh, I'm guessing this is the Nan talking to the dad, I think. You know, a bit of context would have helped.
We return to the house to try and summon the Nan, only to be pulled into yet another section. And I know I've said this numerous times already, but you can literally just walk through this entire thing. Like, why are we adding filler to a boss fight? With the last candle placed, the Nan spawns in and the actual fight begins.
What the fuck?
She has 3 lives, technically, and spawns on the top floor, middle floor, and then the cellar. The top floor is pretty easy, but the middle floor seems to be pretty temperamental the few times I attempted it.
Okay, okay. You didn't even give me a flipping chance, mate. What the shit? Oh! Okay, okay, okay. What the fuck? Nice.
The cellar is pretty simple to cheese though, and we unlocked the secret passage after taking her down. But it wasn't long before we were dragged into another dimension once again, and not to sound like a broken record, but running through this was super easy.
Pointless art area, really. Then you return to the house, yeah, it's just filler, mate.
Where's Martha? Listen, you decrepit old bitch.
What?
Tell me where Martha is now, or so help me God.
Oh my god. Okay.
There's 2 stages to this fight, with the first one being pretty simple and the second one also being pretty simple. They did add a little break between stages to grab ammo though, which I thought was actually pretty nice. With the final boss defeated, it was time to figure out what happened to Martha.
You're done. Where's Martha?
Kill me. Done with it.
Not until you tell me what you did with her.
The girl is lost to you.
Fuck you. I'll find Martha on my own.
Daniel has overcome every single obstacle and now faces his final challenge. When will this game end, bro? Even though Daniel says he'll figure it out on his own, he just doesn't. So pretty much, we spent this entire game with Martha just for her to get possessed by the Nan, and then that's the last we hear from her. What a great ending to her story. On top of this, once going outside, we find our dad trying to do something not safe for YouTube, which is just so fucking random and makes zero sense after we just spent the entire game trying to find him.
I didn't even know you existed a few days ago, much less that you were alive.
Your grandmother's been using me to keep the doorway open. That's how she can influence this world. And now, I'm gonna close it for good.
We're given 3 options, and these 3 options lead to 3 different endings, which in turn leads to 3 separate trophies. Let's save our father first.
Just stop! I can't let you do this. You didn't deserve what happened to you. I know it was that old witch the whole time. She's ruined all our lives because of that stupid call.
I don't deserve forgiveness.
Maybe you're right, but I know the truth, and so does Martha. Killing yourself isn't going to fix anything.
Well, yeah, it wouldn't. Like, I don't understand what kind of ending this is in anyway.
Proud of you, son.
Rest easy, old man.
What?
Hold on, Marty. I'm on my way.
Huh? No. Sorry, what? What? Either I'm just being, like, dumb, or, or that made absolutely no sense. What kind of ending was that? He was literally just alive. I don't know. That was a pretty weird way to end the game. So now we're taking matters into our own hands.
You know what? Fuck you.
What?
You could have fought harder. You could have made things different. But instead, you let that crazy old hag and her stupid cult turn you into a fucking puppet.
Okay.
Right, son. You don't know their power.
I know that if it were me, I'd never let anything stand in the way of protecting my family.
Okay.
You stole everything.
Bro is having a breakdown.
Everything that could have been.
Son, I couldn't think straight.
Don't do it.
That's all you have.
Daniel, no. Nice. That ending made a lot more sense, I would say. See, and the thing is, right, if the dad is there physically to be able to get shot, then that other ending just doesn't make any sense. Like, how can he be a grave? Yeah, so unless this ending shows us what happened to Martha, then we're never going to know where she went. Okay, walk away is the final one.
You didn't deserve what happened to you, but neither did your family.
Yeah, that's valid.
You could have done something, anything, to try and stop your mother.
I can't change the past, Daniel.
But you can definitely pay for your sins.
Okay. So we don't get to know what happened to Martha. With the game finally over, only 2 trophies remained. Demigod for beating this game without getting hit, and Supersonic for beating the entire game in under 2.5 hours. I was aiming to grab both of these on the same run, and the reason for this is because pausing the game pauses the timer, meaning I could go and get food or do whatever, and it wouldn't affect the 2-hour time limit. The game automatically saves every so often, but usually after something major like a boss battle or a cutscene, meaning if I did get hit, it's usually safe to just restart from the previous save and go again. Basically what I'm saying is that this isn't anywhere near as hard as the trophies make it out to be, and truthfully, I only got held up on a few spots throughout my run, with the main hold up being on the final mission. The 3-floored fight makes you restart the entire summoning scene each time you reload the save. The dimension levels are full of enemies that you can run through, but often get clipped by a random enemy swinging their arms, and the final boss fight can be pretty RNG depending on where the boss decides to stomp its foot, and it was probably my biggest time loss of the entire run. It was also 5:30 in the morning at this point as well, so I highly doubt my epic gaming skills were up to par. But after multiple attempts here, I did finally beat the boss without receiving a single hit. Oh my god, just pop the fucking trophy. Pop the trophy, pop the trophy, pop the trophy, pop the trophy.
Just stop!
Demigod.
You didn't deserve what happened to you the whole time.
Thank fuck, man. Get out. I didn't end up giving this one a review at the time because I'm assuming I just went straight to sleep after this platinum was earned, but on the Satiire scoreboard, I think this one deserves a solid 35. It is bad, but I do think it's a funny bad and not an awful bad, so it gets to be a bit higher than Alakind's Gun. I still don't recommend grabbing this one though, unless you can pick it up for cheap, because then you're kind of getting what you pay for. Generation 8 seems to be the one where most developers understood that they couldn't keep getting away with movie tie-in cash grabs. And I say most because a few ended up slipping through the cracks, like our next game over here, Jumanji the video game. Scoring a 28 on OpenCritic, this is presumably an attempt at creating hype for the movie coming out later that month. Now, this might have worked if the game was good, but as you'll soon see, charging £40 for a low-effort movie tie-in game is insane, especially when the audience is primarily kids whose parents just want to buy stuff their kid is interested in, not realizing how much of a cash grab this truly is. To the people that did realize though, let's see what they had to say. This is the worst game in history. Why would you even pay 25 great crispy British pounds on something so irrelevant to society? Kevin Hart's character was so triggering and gives a bad rep to the glorious comedian. I genuinely believe that The Rock in this game is a skinwalker. He looks like a potato on a Primark bag. Honestly, after seeing this game, I thought I might actually gouge my eyes out. Please spend your hard-earned cash on masterpieces like Grand Theft Auto. And someone else said,
don't buy this game.
I bought this game yesterday and I just finished the game in 1 hour. I kid you not, this game's graphics is so trash. It looks like it was built on a potato. Even Super Mario 69 looks better than the game. So it's blatantly clear that everyone that was older than 10 years old thought this game was a massive scam. And to be honest, if I didn't grab it for £7 at CEX, I'd definitely feel the same way.
Oh, we have been blessed by the goats of outright games. It is 2 in the morning. I'm gonna crack open a nice monster. Oh, that sounded flipping lovely.
It was pretty clear just by reaching the start menu that this was not made with passion and love. I mean, this literally looks like one of those websites you make in school for your IT exam. And to make things worse, I was the only person online.
So I believe there is nobody playing this game at all. Like, I'm literally, from what it seems like, one of the only people on this game right now.
Which made all these multiplayer trophies potentially impossible without a boosting session, but we will get to that later. But now, it was time to play my first game.
It's The Rock.
Smolder Bravestone.
That does not sound like The Rock, man. Smolder Bravestone.
It's them. Take down.
Okay. Man, I can already tell what sort of game this is, and I haven't popped the trophy yet, and I am debating, is it actually worth playing the game?
The main reason I was feeling this way is because of a very cool trophy called Full Wardrobe. This requires you to reach level 30 in order to unlock every outfit in the game, and it assumes you've got absolutely no life, wanting to spend every moment of it playing this game because you get fuck all XP for beating a level. According to Anthony1920 on the PSN Profiles forums, the estimated time to get this done the way the devs intended is around 75 hours. 75 hours on a game that takes 1 hour to beat. Who in their right mind thought this was a good idea? Like, this is basically a shovelware bottom of the barrel type game with one hard trophy to top it all off. And a perfect example of this is right here in the first level. We get the trophies for taking down 20 enemies, surviving 5 minutes, taking down 10 enemies in 30 seconds.
It is low-key like a shovelware game.
Taking down a heavy melee enemy, carrying the jewel near an obelisk, performing 50 critical hits.
I don't even know what these trophies are for.
Picking up 50 weapon charges.
I'm already 11% through on the first level, mate.
Completing the trap room without dying. Completing all the trap rooms without dying. And finally, completing the level without losing a life.
Jungle Survivor. Nice. Ultimate Survivor. Nice. Trendsetter. Nice.
10 trophies in the span of about 12 minutes. And the worst thing about it all is that they're not even hard. There's no challenge here, and it makes it even worse that these levels are just so fucking boring. If you had to hazard a guess at how many levels are in this game, I'm sure for 40 quid, you'd probably say upwards of 10, maybe 15 if the developers actually cared. Well, how about I told you that there's only 4? 4 levels that can all be beat in around 12 minutes and have the exact same layout, exact same tasks, exact same enemies, and are basically identical in every other way except visually. It's like they designed one map and thought, yeah, this is what the kids will eat up, let's make 3 more. And I'm really not lying here either when I say every single level is the same layout. You go through the starting area, do an obelisk, do a trap room, enter a random area, do another obelisk, and so on. It was so clear that this was just built for money that I didn't want to go through this repetitive gameplay loop alone, and invited the GOAT, Epic Piss.
Oh, Blood's putting a shovelware game on my account. Yeah, I'm not doing this. Chill Guy plush. Heck yeah, I want that.
Yeah.
Come on.
With Epic Piss on our team, we went through the remaining 45 minutes of the game, and it was pretty clear he felt the same way I did about this masterpiece.
There's only 2 games on my profile yet that I actually like, regret doing, and I know this is going to be the 3rd one, so I'm just popping trophies left, right, and centre. That's how you know it's bad. Is there like a trophy for doing it without dying?
Yeah, there is.
Apparently death is my only weakness.
I'm so calm right now. I'm so up right now. Oh, shucks. No!
This level was when we realized there's no waypoints whatsoever, and when every turning looks the same, where are you meant to know where to go?
Is there like waypoints or anything?
No, I've got to make it through the game, boy. Bro, I'm from Trapmania to this game. What the hell?
Peak to peak. Meat to meat. Wall to wall.
When we finally figured it out though, we progressed and finished the level, earning a stupid amount of trophies for basically doing nothing.
Let's go! We have finished the level. Prepare for a few trophies to pop. Just getting started. Team goals.
Team goals. Twilight Truck.
Keep them coming, keep them coming.
Trendsetter.
Master Explorer. And Top Dog.
And then yeah, we basically just rinse and repeat.
Mouse Finbar.
Mouse Finbar.
What do I do down there like? What do I do down there like?
The trophy To Me To You can be earned pretty easily when boosting, as it requires you to pass the jewel 100 times. This would be used in order to pass the jewel to the person closest to the obelisk, but we sat here for a good 10 minutes, passing it back and forth.
Mouse. 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 Mouse.
Oh, I got it. To Me To You. Let's go.
Wait a second, I've got to pour a drink. Woke up at 7 a.m. in the morning for breakfast. Yeah, 7 p.m.
That's the whole point of the lyric, mate.
So flipping, yeah. I just thought maybe you woke up early for breakfast, mate.
We also figured out that doing the traps the way you're intended to do them is pointless, because the traps don't hurt you enough, and there's a health pack at the end, meaning you can run through with ease. After this, there's another obelisk, and then the level is over.
Jumanji! Stay with me, guys.
Fantastic.
Savior of Jumanji. Trading up, nice. Let's go.
With all 4 levels over, it was more or less just a massive cleanup slog. So we started with the remaining online trophies, as there was 3 left. 1 for being the only player alive when finishing the match.
I see what's happening.
Nice to see the humans never change.
Lone Wolf.
1 for playing 10 online matches, which you can just cheese by ending your life over and over again.
Oh, making friends.
And another one for receiving 20 hearts, which, if done legit, would have definitely been impossible. Each player has 3 hearts. You can give 2 hearts away, but you have to keep the final heart for yourself. This means that at a push, if the entire lobby was somehow full and everyone was on the same page, you could theoretically get given 6 hearts and earn this trophy in maybe 3 or 4 games. But this game is dead. There's no one online, and from what I could see looking on the forum, the online has always been dead. So this is where Epic Piss comes in to save the day. Once he uses 2 hearts to revive me, he can leave the game, and upon joining back, spawns in with a full set of hearts once again. This means that not only can you cheese this trophy very easily, you can actually get it done in a single game.
POV, you're in a moaning competition with your against Shelly.
It's hurting.
That calm is going in the bank.
There you go, people love me.
No, they don't.
It was 2 a.m. at this point, and out of curiosity, I decided to check the browse tab, only to find people suddenly playing the game, and joined 2 random people, probably trying to earn some trophies.
I can't believe there's real individuals playing this game right now. This might be the first full game of 2024. Jumanji! Oh my god, full play stack.
Heck yeah!
Let's go.
Need you to return this jewel to the statue and call out its name to save
nuts.
Moving on to the other trophies, the rest are pretty easy and pointless, except for 8, 4 of which are tied to the character abilities, and 4 more which are for beating each level on hard and in 20 minutes. I had already stunned 100 enemies with Ruby's boombox.
Hey. Oh, I got a disco hit.
But I still had Smolder, Shelly, and Mouse left to go through while attempting these hard speedruns. So we got to work. The first map we attempted was Mountain Fortress, and the step up in difficulty is noticeable, but it only seemed to step up towards the final obelisk, and that sucked because spending 15 minutes to reach the end just for the game to spawn in a shit ton of enemies and not enough health meant we had to replay the entire 15 minutes again with each death. That was until an absolute legend called Gaming with Flacy joined our game.
Oh, heck yeah.
And as it eventually turned out, was doing these trophies also. With the 3-man secured, this level was way easier, as we had an extra player able to give their hearts when needed, and soon beat this level for the trophy.
I counted on
Great.
you.
The next level went down just as quickly too, and I also managed to heal 100 teammates as Sully.
Oh, Dr. Shade to the rescue, let's go. Oh, please help!
Woohoo, baby! Healing time!
It does sound like Kung Fu Panda, so I think it might actually be him.
I think you mean Poe. Let's get our head in the game. Looks like it sounds like Kung Fu Panda.
Let me handle this one, Mouse!
He's not even in the game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Give me the trophy, guys. Give me the trophy, please, please, please. Trophy time.
Well done, adventurers. Quick, shoot!
Oh, between a rock and a hard place.
When it felt like things were going smoothly, I got off to run some errands, and when we came back, Gaming with Flacy had already beat the remaining maps without us. And this was heartbreaking. Our gaming buddy didn't need us, and our 3-man squad was no more. Me and Epic Piss tried countless times to beat the next level, but it was actually impossible. We couldn't get past the final obelisk, and random people kept joining our game, having no clue how to play.
Oh my god, we got Tuck Tour in our game.
Sick. Okay. Okay, we may as well start again, bro. To be honest. No one knows how to play this game, bro. Oh, monkey see, monkey do. Let's go! I'm actually carrying this team. Oh my fucking god, what the shit. Okay, well, I'm dead now. So, okay, we died. Nice.
How is there 3 of you? What are you doing?
It's just so long to get to that same flipping point, mate. I will be dead, yeah. Yeah, I'm dead now. And the game crashed, bro. I can't take this anymore.
We knew that our only chance of getting this done quickly was to get Gaming with Flacy back on the team. And so we shot him a message, and as it turned out, he still needed the 20 lives trophy I spoke about earlier. So we came to an agreement. He would help us with these final 2 levels, and we would help him with the 20 lives trophy.
Did you join the game? Oh, he did join the game. Gaming with Flacy coming in clutch, mate. Gaming with Flacy, give me the gem. Oh my god, he's actually on. He knows it now. Blood knows the strat so well. We have never made it past this point.
Take cover, guys.
Suddenly, out of nowhere,
A new name pops up on the scoreboard. Gaming with Lacey. A name you've never heard before in your life. Jumanji!
Well done,
yes! Hopefully we can do this first try, man. I'm not trying to keep playing this game. I'm gonna be real. It's definitely helped that I play with you, though, because...
Glaze!
No, like...
Holy glaze balls.
Bro.
Doing the most over here.
Give me the thing, give me the thing.
Ruby!
Yes!
Fantastic!
Yeah.
Your journey to
Oh.
No way.
My game crashed, bro.
Yeah, mine says save error.
At this point, the only thing standing between me and that god-awful platinum were 3 trophies. Games Master, What Year Is It, and of course, Full Wardrobe. And these 2 will be earned while going for this absolutely dreadful trophy right here. As mentioned previously, Anthony1920 on the PSN Profiles forum gave this trophy an estimated time of 75 hours. And it's still insane to me that the developers thought anyone was wasting 4 entire days of their life playing this game. Luckily, there is another way to get this done, and it requires you to boot a level up, run into a group of enemies, and die 3 times in a row to end the level. This gives you 350 XP in give or take 30 seconds, instead of the 1000 XP you get for beating the level in 15 minutes, which is an insane difference. Even with this method though, the time it takes to reach level 30 is around 7 to 8 hours, and that's if you manage to get all the other trophies first. And trust me, it is boring as fuck. Load up the game, spawn in, die 3 times, load up the game, spawn in, like it just went on forever. And if it required any more brain power, I think I would have actually rotted away in my chair. I did get to squeeze in a few movies though, and finally got around to watching The Substance, which I can confidently say has scarred me for the rest of my life.
10 local games. Now I just need the one for playing for 6 hours straight. Well, not straight, but 6 hours overall, which I should get relatively soon. Oh, there you go. What year is it? Play the game for 6 hours. There's a comment I read. I don't know what forum post it was on, but it was something like, if you can stay away from this game, like make sure you do. I kind of wish I listened to him now, to be honest. There you go. Level 21. Not only is the game not very good, it's then the added situation of the fact that I still have 9 levels to go. There you go. Level 25. I think it is possible that this is the last time I'll be doing this. It's 9 p.m. almost, the day after I started. I don't know how long I've been doing this. It's got to be like 8 hours, I think. Maybe 7 hours. I've been running in this exact same fucking path. Run around this corner over here. Let these guys kill me. I think at this point, this is going to be my most played game on this PlayStation account. Yes! Full wardrobe. And...
Jumanji! Let's fucking go. Oh, such an unbelievably stupid grind, man. To rank this game amongst the rest, I think it's gonna have to go right at the bottom. Like, being generous, I'd probably chuck this at a 20, but deep down, I want it to be 18. This is the biggest cash grab-like game I think I've ever played, and you can really see there was no thought put behind anything other than releasing it close to the second movie for the hype. 4 almost identical levels, characters that don't even have the original voice actors, a super repetitive gameplay loop, and can be beat within a single hour for 40 fucking pounds. Super uncool way to go about making a movie tie-in game, and that's why it's getting the lowest Satiire score I've ever given out so far. Now you might be thinking, just how much worse can this really get? How have you found a game that is worse than Jumanji? And to that I say, Game Mill Entertainment. The absolute goats, the legends, the people that brought you Rise of Kong, The Walking Dead Destinies, Avatar, and literally jump-started my entire bad game saga, dropped another gem that I didn't know about. But not only did I miss this, it seemed everyone else did too. Sitting at an all-time high of 10 players on Steam, and not even having enough reviews to be given a score. This is potentially the worst game I might ever play, but that's exactly why we are here. Jumping into this one with Epic Piss, we decided the best thing to do was to load it up on an alt account to make sure the game actually worked and the trophies weren't bugged.
Oh, Game Mill Entertainment.
We tested the 10 multiplayer kills.
What is this, man? Oh, this is gonna take hours, but...
You can slide. Oh my god, I'm slide cancelling. Oh, you can actually just spam it.
Oh, no way. It's like a mobile game. It's like a split game. You know, back in the day, I used to be esports on Nerf Legends. Pretty calm. I was signed for a team called Nerf 19.
And then tested a bunch of random things like what counts as a knife kill and jump kill before we felt confident that these basic trophies were okay. The reason we decided to approach it this way is because this game was getting delisted on the 31st of December, and because of Game Mill's bad rep, it wasn't too much to assume they'd be messing around and ruin something already. We had about a month until this game would be delisted, so we got to work on the 13 multiplayer trophies right away.
I'm just gonna run to the toilet quick, and then I won't be coming back.
I customized my character and buckled up for one of the longest grinds on the channel so far. Once figuring out where to go, it became pretty clear that we were the only people online, and this was more or less the same throughout the entire platinum journey. I've never seen an actual dead game before, and it's kind of weird to roam around knowing that we were most likely one of the first people to grace these servers in a couple years. I thought maybe we'd see a few more people popping up due to the news about the delisting, but even at the time of writing this script, Game Mill are still begging for full price of this game, which is honestly insane. Since it was so dead, the only way to do any of these multiplayer trophies was to boost with Epic Piss. And surprisingly, the multiplayer in this game isn't all that bad. Like, sure, you can't aim properly and there's multiple other things wrong with the game, but at its core, most of the features are here for a good free-to-play multiplayer experience. After messing around for a bit,
I'll show you where I am if you don't tell anyone else.
Oh, it's blood gonna tell.
Can you actually see me? Can you see my shot?
Oh, you're in the wall. And this is why Blood thinks he's calm, because he's using glitch spots. Oh, like, come on!
I managed to get 10 kills on Epic Piss.
Oh, little stick!
And proceeded to win the game because clearly I'm the best Nerf Legends player the game has ever seen.
I got it now, medal bio.
The next multiplayer trophy we decided to go for was called No Scope.
Okay, fuck off!
And it requires you to use a sniper from the striker class to get a no-scope kill. But I mean, what exactly is a striker class? This confused us for a bit as we tested different weapons before realizing the sniper we needed unlocks a bit later into the single-player story. And yes, there is in fact a story in this game. So we booted up the tutorial and got introduced to the enemy types and the power-ups while reading text boxes on the screen that reminded me of something you see in Fortnite Creative. But before long, it was over and the trophy popped.
Boot camp.
The mission to unlock the striker class is luckily just the first one in the game, so for now at least, we were saved from the absolute horrors of the story mode grind. This mission isn't that bad, but it really does give you a glimpse of what's to come. The combat is boring, the enemies are just the same 2-3 robots constantly, and half the time, the waypoints just disappear, so you're kind of lost as to where to go. I mean, for a first mission, it's not going to ruin my day, but it does feel like that one Interstellar meme where I wish I could just tell myself to stop before the grind became too real. After making my way forward, I grabbed the trophy darts from above for taking out a drone while jumping, and then ran into something that would become one of the biggest saviors of this entire journey, our good friend, the Invincible Turret. Now, apparently this is a known strat between the 5 people that have played this game, but at the time, I thought I just discovered this on a whim.
Oh my god, there's no way this is gonna give me the trophy for 64. No way. 64 times combo. Why is that? What does that work?
Lick it.
As I discovered a bit later on, the turret does have health and does eventually die, but it takes so long that you can rack up a good 100,000 points and then again on the turret underneath, making this not only the easiest way to farm points, but also one of the easiest gold medals in the entire game. Speaking of gold medals, I think it's a better time than any to explain what they actually are. Each level has a set number of points required for a gold medal, and as long as you get gold in all 19, you will earn the trophy Master of the Da. Now, the main issue with this is that the game doesn't tell you how many gold medals you have, and even worse, doesn't tell you what levels you got gold on. So you're basically left to track this on your own and pray the game saved them all properly, otherwise you're fucked. Not to get too ahead of ourselves though, the main priority right now was earning the trophy No Scope. With the first story mission over, we unlocked the Striker Sniper, and I thought it was a better time than any to attempt the first trick shot Nerf Legends has ever seen. Up next were these two trophies, and because we were boosting, it was just a matter of Epic Piss standing there while I jumped and knifed him 10 times in a row. Like I said previously, I really do think this game had some level of potential, and it sucks seeing these trophies that maybe once upon a time could have been earned in a full lobby with actual players, instead of just sitting there jumping about for 20 minutes. That point stands for the next trophy too, as we were required to parry 1,000 darts in multiplayer matches, and we basically just sat here for a good 30 minutes, going back and forth, shooting each other's shields.
Okay, so you're just wasting my time. And you think it's so funny as well. I'm never boosting with you again. Never! Reaction time of a flipping toad.
That's me. Fly around, fly around.
What do you mean fly around? I'm not doing anything.
Oh, I got a trophy. Head in the game.
Eventually, Epic Piss got the trophy.
Oh, I got it.
Got it already?
And we assumed surely mine would pop sometime soon, but that wasn't the case, and we couldn't figure out what the problem was.
Maybe there was like numerous times where I was shooting it in the wrong spot.
Or maybe I'm just fucked, bro.
Bro, I'm trying to hit you with some copium. Hello, bro. Oh, no. No. Surprise update, guys. You know.
I might be cooked.
I mean, surely it was something we were doing wrong, right? Well, no. As it turned out, thanks to Big Rick on True Achievements, only the host of the session gets progress towards this trophy. So we booted it up again, this time with me as the host, and sure enough, the trophy ended up popping.
Just get me to show me. Please. Oh, I got it.
Unfortunately, the biggest part of the multiplayer grind was still to come, and these 6 trophies would easily beat the previous grind we just did on Jumanji. So, to split all of this up and not get burnt out, I thought it was about time to head into the story mode, also known as the Gauntlet. This story mode has 4 sections, with each one containing 3 or 4 missions, and then a final boss at the end. Gameplay-wise, it's okay, but as mentioned before, it is just a rinse and repeat of the same 3 or 4 enemy types, basically the entire game. The story here is almost non-existent, as it's just this one guy from the start of the game cheering you on after every boss fight. And I mean, it's probably enough to satisfy the age rating it's aimed at, but for anyone that started to develop a frontal lobe, you're probably going to be wishing you never picked this one up. Now, in terms of trophies, the only thing you really have to look out for when playing the story is earning a gold medal on each level. Some of these are very easy, and more often than not, I'd find myself with way more points than needed. But then, there were the ones that weren't so easy. You see, on most levels, the game seems to only allocate enough enemies to meet the gold requirement almost perfectly, and that's okay as long as you don't die. Some of these levels are easy as mentioned, but some are so fucking stupid that you're bound to die a few times. And what happens when you die? Well, you lose points. And not only do you lose points, but you lose points relative to the total number you have. Now, this is obviously awful, so what's the solution? Well, the only solution we managed to come up with was to farm whatever we could for more points to allow for 1 or 2 deaths throughout the run. Whether that be exploiting the turret farm or farming these spawners that constantly spawn enemies until you take it down, basically 70% of every mission was spent figuring out the best method to farm points, then sitting there for a bit, getting enough points to allow for a few deaths that the game fails to allow for. And you may be saying that this is a big skill issue, just don't die. And to that I say, please play a single zipline level and come back to me, because these zipline levels are so fucking stupid, and I refuse to believe that anyone playtested these and thought they were a good idea. Jumping on the zipline barely works. If you do get on the zipline, you can't time your jump at all, because jumping off locks you into a set momentum, and 90% of the time you overshoot the next one. The only way to do these sections is to time the jump perfectly, taking the really bad momentum into account and just praying you land correctly. This level right here was the worst zipline section of the entire game for me, as the goal target was 75k, and look how fast I dropped from the 50k I had.
No fucking way you pulling this shit now. You gotta be joking me, man. Oh my god, it's not even me, it's the game. The game's fucking shit. There's just no way I'm getting gold on this, man. Like, what? Just fucking grab the zipline, mate. That's crazy. I've actually lost all my points.
On the topic of losing points, another issue I found with these levels is that they'll chuck a stupidly large amount of enemies your way, letting you build up a combo ready to farm some points, to then send you into a timer room, which in my personal opinion is just there to make you lose your combo. So then what was really the point in giving me all those enemies before? But of course, no matter how shit the game is, there is sometimes a few positives. And one of those positives, in my opinion, was the actual level design and just the way the game looks in general. This game doesn't look bad, and each section is based off an entirely different location. The first section, Fortress Siege, is literally based off a castle, and each level has you climbing further up until reaching the top where the boss fight is. Getting gold on this boss fight unlocks a trophy for beating it, and then one for getting gold.
All 4 game mode developers cap.
If we can get one silly YouTuber to play this game.
When do you think you'll play Nerf Legends? I mean, that one's been out for years now. Give me a second. Need to get my story straight. My friends are in the bedroom getting higher than the Empire State.
Let's go. Give me that gold trophy. Night.
Where's the night in shine? Section 2 is called Jungle Trouble, and as the name suggests, is entirely jungle themed. Other than those zip lines, I really did enjoy the environment on this one, and it's a welcome change from the castle. The boss fight itself is based right at the peak of all the trees, which, now that I'm thinking about it, is kind of the same thing as reaching the peak of the castle. I found this boss fight to be extremely easy, and almost felt underwhelming in a way to suffer on the zip lines to 3-0 the boss instantly.
You hear that? You did it!
May you display that same strength as you advance to the other arenas.
I should have got 2 trophies for that. Nice. Master Explorer.
I do want to quickly mention that this entire story, apart from the first section, was done from around 3:30 in the morning until 9:30. So if I progressively sound more and more tired, then you can understand why. The third section was Viking themed, and all the levels had this snowy purple hue thing going on, which I actually did like quite a bit. In my notes, I wrote that the second gold medal of the section was quite fun, but I didn't elaborate, so just know I kind of enjoyed it. I also thought the third mission was decent too, as there's a section right at the end that gave me 5.4 million points until I died once and lost 600k, but it does still stand as my high score for any level in the game.
God. Oh my god, look how much fucking points I've got. Plus a 70k. Okay, I died. There. Okay. Why make the gold requirement so flipping low? That makes no sense.
I don't really know what happened after this though, as finishing the level played the opening cutscene again and then forced me to create a character, almost as if the game had reset itself.
Do not tell me that I've just lost all my progress like that. Like out of nowhere. Don't you fucking dare. Oh my god, I think I just lost all my progress. Please. Don't even know why I'm laughing because that's not funny. Like, I've got my money. It says I got 500k. Like, I have my money.
All my unlocked guns were still there, but due to a lack of tracking for the gold medals, it was pretty much impossible for me to know if I had just lost hours of progress or if we were still on track for the Master of the Dark trophy. There wasn't much I could do other than continue playing through the game, earning a gold medal on the third boss.
Reset my settings. Oh, mate, I think it's like I might have reset my gold status, to be honest. There's no way to know until like, I get to the end of the game and see if I get the trophy for all gold medals or not. Nice. Gold. I think it would have reset me. It's not even my fault at all. Like that, none of that was my fault. Dartahala awaits at Odin's side.
And starting the fourth section, which is quite possibly the worst section of the game. It's all futuristic and full of these big enemies that are just not fun to be around. I did unlock a few trophies here though, like killing a Nerf bot while sliding.
Nice.
And finally unlocking all the blasters in the game, which is part of a much larger grind we will get to shortly.
Oh, let's go. That's the trophy for getting all the guns, I think. Yes, sir.
This level also holds that stupid zipline mission that made me lose all my points, and then had me farming the spawner for a good 30 minutes, trying to get back up to 70k points for the medal.
There's one more guy out there. It's me versus him. 34 health. Nice, 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 nice.
Let's fucking go. It wasn't long before the boss fight was upon us, and this is the one that made me realize that all the boss fights are basically the same thing. They're all first to 3, they all spawn enemies in, and they're all super easy. If anything, they're probably just reskinned and then put in a new location relative to the section we are playing. So you can probably tell that this boss went down without much of a fight.
Oh yeah, 42. Oh my god. Okay, please. Nice. This cannot be.
I could not compute this outcome.
Gold, 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 gold. Give me the trophy. Final frontier, and I should get another one. Yes.
With the only thing standing in our way being the Grand Master, I checked all my stats and realized by beating him, I would also unlock every perk and every visor, both of which do basically nothing, but there is trophies tied to them that we needed to get. The main concern I had though was whether our gold medals had been wiped. This final level was essentially the only thing standing in the way of me being extremely happy or me turning everything off and slamming my controller into the ground. The Grand Master is meant to be a mix of every single boss we've seen before it, but the thing I found hard to understand is like, what even was the difference between all the bosses? Maybe I was just so zoned out trying to make it through the game off 0 sleep, but I honestly assumed that they were all the same with different weapons. And this final fight doesn't really change that opinion, as the boss just kind of stands there.
You know what, actually, hot take maybe, but I do quite like the movement. Okay, bro. That is not cool. It's not even, okay. It's not even that he's going to be the fucking problem. It's like, there's so many enemies here, man.
This is basically where the difficulty lied. There were so many enemies, and I mean, the game was just chucking literally anything it could at me while I tried to take down the Grand Master.
This looks kind of intense a little bit. Go on, go on, go on, go on, go on. Yes! Yes! If Master of the Dart does not pop, I'm literally going to cry myself to bed. It's fucking 9 in the morning right now, yeah. I've pulled it all-nighter for this. If it doesn't pop, I'm going to be so sad.
One and only Dr.
Yeah, who could have seen that coming, bro?
The game wraps up with the Grand Master handing over the role to us, with some heartfelt speech that really makes me think GameMill thought they did something crazy with this game. All of the bosses congratulate us on our new title, but all I cared about was getting that Master of the Dart trophy.
Okay. Give my thoughts on how I feel if I get this Master of the Dart trophy. Okay. 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 Oh, please pop. Okay, just pop the fucking trophy, please. Yes! Oh, let's fucking go. I don't even know what half of them popped, but that is the main one I wanted. I'm glad that is done. Opinions on the game then. It's not the worst GameMill game. It's not good. Like, I wouldn't go out and spend 40 quid on it if it wasn't for this challenge, but if it was free to play, I think this would be actually a pretty decent game.
This was a very small victory in the grand scheme of things, because up next were the 6 multiplayer trophies I put off to the side earlier. Luckily, all 6 of these were possible using the same method, and that method is a second copy of the game and a second console.
I've literally just fetched my old PS4 out from behind my shelf. I don't know if it's going to work. First time booting it up in God knows how long. It's probably full of dust. If it doesn't work, I don't know how I'm going to boost this, so I just got to hope for the best, really. You can't tell me that it's not one of the cleanest flipping controllers. This is such a nice Collector's Edition, man. I'm so glad I kept it. There is no way there is someone playing this game right now. This is the first game I've ever seen of someone playing, and they've got a password on, so I can't even join them.
Now, setting this up is pretty simple, but because I'm one of the few people to ever touch this game, it took me a few hours to truly get this method down. Originally, I would load up a free-for-all and go AFK on my main account. Then I would use a second account to run up to my main and press R3 a few times for a melee kill. Don't get me wrong, this worked pretty well, and I managed to pop Slapshot for 50 melee kills, Getting Good for 100 kills total,
Nice, getting good.
and then Home Run for 100 melee kills.
Take out 100 rivals using melee. So that's the wrong picture then.
But only averaging 18 kills a game meant that with each game lasting 5 minutes, I would still end up spending about 4 to 5 hours doing this consistently to get 1,000 kills. And this would only result in 50 of the 200 wins needed, meaning I would still need to spend give or take 13 more hours after this to get that trophy also. So basically, this method was flawed. But what else could I really do? Well, after messing around with different maps and game modes, one of them stood out and absolutely destroyed the previous method. That game mode being Nerf Siege. This is pretty much capture the flag, but this is big for 2 reasons. 1, capturing the flag instantly ends the game, which was actually huge. There was no need to wait 5 minutes for the game to end anymore, because I could spawn in and end it in around 1 minute 20.
I don't think you understand how massive it is to cut what was meant to be a minimum 20-hour grind. And that's if I was to sit there and play 20 hours straight. So give or take having food, going for the like bathroom breaks and shit, like at least a 30-hour grind, down to
6 hours straight. Flipping insane time cut. Ah, just like that, man. The second reason this mode was so good is because it's team-based. See, before, I was playing free-for-all and the spawns were all over the place, leading me to lose a good minute over the course of the match, just running back to my main account after every death. But with this new method, the second account spawns in on the same side of the map every time. And what was even more insane is that the game has no detection of you being inside the enemy spawn whatsoever. And once I figured this out, it was as simple as sitting here and farming the second account for hours upon hours, getting 25 to 27 kills a game. I boosted with my second account from around 2 in the morning till 8:30 and kept myself occupied with some YouTube documentaries, but also finally checked out La La Land, which turned out to be really flipping good. Oh my god, is that it? Yes! Let's go! It's fucking 8:30 in the morning. I don't even know how long I've been doing this, man. So that's taken me just shy 6 hours, 6.5 hours to get that. Oh my days. Lovely stuff. Lovely flipping stuff. At this point, I had no clue how many wins I had left, but decided to keep going anyways, eventually getting off at around 11 AM as I was starting to melt away on my chair. But once waking up to play this beautiful game again, this happened. Oh my god. No way. First game on today. I was literally playing all night last night. All I would have had to have done was play one more match last night. I would have got the trophy. I'm very much glad to be done today. Little did I know that one brain gig would become the longest grind thus far. And I swear, if I knew how long this game was going to take, I would have stayed well away. Because to go through everything we've been through so far and then still have a good 12 hours left for yet another trophy is just fucking insane. The requirement for one brain gig is to upgrade every single blaster in the game. Now, a few are super easy, like dealing a certain amount of damage, which can easily be farmed using our lovely turret from the start of the game. But then you have requirements like take down 50 heavy strikers. That is just so unnecessary and took hours. I think at a push, you're running into maybe 10 strikers max when playing through the game. And I just really don't understand how the devs sat there and came up with these requirements. There is just no replayability in these levels. Yeah, they're bearable for the first playthrough, but if you really think I'm going to sit there for the next 40 hours of my life repeating the game over and over again just for one single upgrade on a gun, then that is genuinely insane. Now, thanks to some absolute legends, one of them being LogFX that posted a heavy striker farm spot on YouTube, and the other two being Biocam and First in Flight, who were happy to help with any questions I chucked at them. Okay, big flipping shout out to this guy. Strikers can be found on the village boss, heavy strikers from the 4th boss. I slowly started to chip away at these challenges using different methods and grind spots within the levels. I think really this is the grind that almost got me, because you can't sit there and go AFK. You actively have to play this repetitive slog for another 12 hours. This is fucking boring. Like, the game basically doesn't tell you what enemy type is what. Like it says here, tag out 50 strikers. I don't know what a striker is. I don't know if these guys are strikers here. This little turret could be a striker. Like, I don't flipping know. And it doesn't even track visually. Like, obviously, of course, it does track in the background, but I don't know how close I am to the 50 kills. I can't tell which enemy I'm killing is the right enemy. This entire game is just one big pile of nothing. This gun is so underpowered, and they've arguably made it one of the longest damage grinds of all time. Look, that's an entire mag, and it did like 2 bars, man. Look at that. It's got to be made by people when they were like some sad losers. You know 100% all these guns, I know they will. That sad loser is me, unfortunately. What's insane with this weapon in particular is that the game requires you to get a total of 12,000 damage, and trust me when I say that without the turret method, this would take hours. It's essentially the worst gun in the game, and they thought, you know what would be funny? Let's make the player deal 12,000 damage and then make them take out 10 Goliaths as well. As reluctant as I was to even bother with this trophy, I basically just sucked it up and locked in. I played from 9 PM all the way till 7 AM the next morning, grinding away mindlessly like the sheep game mill wanted me to be. But I had to call it quits eventually. I think I've had enough for tonight. It's 7 in the morning. Go on holiday tomorrow, little getaway. Probably won't get a fast achiever anymore, which kind of sucks, but I'll still definitely get this game before it delists itself. You literally have 2 guns left, but they're going to take a couple hours, and I don't have a couple hours. I'm so tired. It was a good, valiant effort to get it done tonight, but these heavy striker kills are going to take fucking hours, man. I just don't have it in me to do it tonight. 33 hours, which is fucking horrendous, man. Once it really comes down to it, it'll be a 40-hour game, which is the longest platinum on this account. I think in all fairness, the time away took my mind off this challenge and really let me sink back into a normal sleep pattern and just all round a better space mentally. These bad games are enjoyable, but when the platinum grind is blatantly there to take the piss out of the player, that is when you start to lose the motivation to carry on. And I think I was getting pretty close to that point. Upon returning a few days later, I was ready to finally wrap this platinum up once and for all. The only grindy task remaining was the 70 heavy striker kills across the 2 guns that the game wants you to somehow earn normally, which is physically impossible. Like mentioned before, LogFX had a method, and that method really did save the day. And the best part about all of it was that it is semi-AFK once you really get the strat down. Kill the heavy striker, end yourself 2 times in a row, and then look back at the cliff to see the heavy striker spawn back in again. This was an extremely fast spawn rate for this enemy type compared to the odd one you'd see randomly in a level, and still guess how long this took? 2 hours. 2 solid hours of me repeating the same 3 steps over and over again. Like genuinely, if someone from GameMill is watching this, please tell me how you thought it was fair to make your paying customers do this legit. It would take hours, and I mean hours of grinding through random levels to get this done, which is just so unfair to your player base. Since this method was somewhat AFK though, I managed to squeeze in a movie, and the movie I chose was We Live in Time. It's a very sad movie, but really well made, and I can only suggest you watch it for yourself, as it almost made me bawl my eyes out while playing Nerf Legends.
And for 2 hours, basically straight, I've been told that you have to die for the last kill to count, so that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna hope that after 2 solid hours doing the exact same thing, that both of the guns have got past this heavy striker phase. It is done. So I got 50 striker kills probably ages ago, and then maybe the rest were just damage related maybe, and I did it. That's perfect. So literally the only gun left is this for dealing 8,000 damage. Okay, we're about to pop the platinum. Let's flip and go. Yes! Oh, there we go. 1 brain gig. The never-ending flipping grind is over. It's just such a niche game. Like, even if it wasn't bad, I just don't see anyone playing the story mode more than like 3 times at a push. If you've really loved Nerf Legends, but even then, if you played it 3 times in a row, would be absolutely nowhere near half of these guns. Not even a quarter of these guns. Some of the requirements are so crazy. Whatever, it's done. So the last thing to do is find all of the secrets, and then the platinum is mine. These secrets aren't really secrets at all, to be honest, and it just feels more like they found a little spot hidden away in a corner and decided, yeah, this can be a secret spot. Again, there's no tracker for this, so it's impossible to know which ones I found and which ones I didn't, leading me to just go through all the levels again, trying to find them. And eventually, after 41 painful long hours, it finally happened. Oh my god, platinum, please! Yes! Oh my god. Oh my days. What a flipping experience, man. This entire thing, like all these 5 games. You know, these games are not good. I don't recommend anyone play these games ever. Do not play this game in particular. This game is trash platinum wise. There's no one else online anyway, so I don't know why you'd want to pick it up to begin with. But the fact this game has no review score at all is a bit too harsh. I think if I had to give it a rating, I think out of 100 I give it like, I think 30, maybe 29. I don't know, 30 or 29. I can't really decide. Like, it had potential. It's just made by GameMill, really. W flipping GameMill, man. Looking back on this now, I think 30 is a bit too high, but it all depends on what the review score stands for. Does it stand for the gameplay alone? Because if so, then 30 is passable. But if it stands for the entire platinum experience, then this has got to be 20 at least. The platinum experience was horrible, and I never want to attempt something like this ever again. Thank you as always for watching. If you made it this far, then I really do appreciate it a lot, and I will see you all very soon in the next one. Bye-bye!